open shut pavilion area. So is Kearns and McLeod, are they playing next door yet? Or are they done?
They were warming up a while ago. What time were they starting?
They started at 5.
They were about to start when I came up.
Okay.
I came up. They were still warming up.
You have one of these too with all the games from last night and then tonight, so you can look at and like these are the games. Like Mineola lost last night 3-2.
Yeah, I watched the end of that on the way home.
And then Pleasant Grove beat Ferris, so they're moving on. Ilu beat Canton. Good Lord, they beat Canton.
Oh yeah. Well,
yeah.
So, but they scored 6 in the like it was 1-1, and then it was 3-1 going to the 6th, and then they scored all the runs.
Did you watch any of theirs? The Collins broadcast?
No, but he sent me the video of the final play.
Oh, did he?
That was brutal. I feel bad for that kid. One gamer popped out of stuff.
That's senior too.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah.
Oh. Like the last play of his high school career, and he dropped. 17 minutes.
Because they were up 2-0 that whole game too.
He went home, didn't get any shorts? Draw that?
I didn't go home.
I thought you went home and got doctored up.
She met me at the school.
She had her bring some shorts. She at work?
Yeah, she was at work. She just came. She worked the troops, so she just came through Alto because not Alto Art, because my pharmacy's right down the road.
So if you start saying some crazy stuff, I know why. Man, it's hot. There's our plug cord behind this station. I've already wondered. I'm pulling our blue cord up. Can you see all right on that?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a little bright, but it's kind of, there's a lot of glare, but it's all right. It'll get better as the night. At least I'm just glad I can see it. I'm sure once you go to your big full screen, I'll be able to see a lot better. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a lot better. How's our look on the on your stream right now?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the coaches have exchanged lineup, so here we go. Welcome again to Tyler Legacy Red Raider softball field for the UIL regional quarterfinal game. From District 22A, the visiting team tonight, the Frankston Maidens. And from District 19-2A, the designated home team tonight, the Lady Hawks from Hawkins. Here are your lineups. For Frankston, leading off, playing shortstop, number 41, Addie Lubig. Playing center field, number 10, Kaylee Davis. Playing left field, number 3, Jenna Gould. Playing third base, number 17, Savannah Lindsay. Pitching, number 0, Kinley Howie. The catcher, number 5, Kasia Burnett. Playing first base, number 13, Corlin Apple. Playing right field, number 6, Riley Jimenez. Playing second base, number 1, Juliana Gold. Your substitute for tonight's game, number 8, Lindsay Bizzle. Number 44, J.C. Dillard. Number 4, Ashley Ryder. Number 11, Leanne Haney. Number 18, Charlie Hyde. Number 14, Alyssa Thurman. Head coach Matt Wilkins, assistant coaches Cindy Carr and Paul Gould. For the Lady Hawks, leading off playing shortstop, number 3, Tatum Smith. Pitching, number 10, Trinity Hawkins. Playing center field, number 2, Jordan Warren. Catcher, number 14, Riley Williams. Playing third base, number 12, London Wilson. Playing first base, number 7, Laney Wilson. The DP, number 13, L. Frazier. Playing left field, number 5, Kaylin Ellison. Playing right field, number 1, Gentry Evans. Playing second base, number 8, J.C. Smith. Your sub for tonight's game, number 4, Olivia Barber. Number 11, Alana Gibson. And number 15, Allison Matthews. Head coach Jennifer Hawkins, assistant coaches Terry Board and Annalyn D. Champlain. Ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, please rise for the playing of our national anthem. Again, ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, UIL rules prohibit the use of air horns or any electronic noise-making devices. Also, please, another reminder, the use of any type of seeds inside the stadium is prohibited.
Oh, yeah, I know. No, man, you're supposed to bring one out. You didn't bring one out.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is NetSN Keith Whitman here. To my left is Brett Sweeney, bringing you tonight's game between the Frankston Maidens and the Lady Hawks.
We got a special guest here.
I think we have who do we have, Brett?
We got our special Tyler Paper, the NetSN correspondent. Brandon Ogden's here tonight.
Brandon Ogden.
Join us at the table. You excited about it, Brandon? This is a big game tonight.
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm looking forward to it. I saw the score from last night and read about it, and I'm looking forward to seeing these two teams play tonight.
Well, Brandon, we're glad that you're with us tonight, and your expertise is always welcome with us here on the air. So he'll be with us throughout the game, bringing his always sought-after wisdom for any sport.
He's famous around here.
He is famous. They wouldn't even give him a chair. They knew who he was. So we wanted to he's with us. But we're glad that you're with us tonight also. We are broadcasting live on Texan Live, and we are broadcasting on our YouTube channel at NetSN Live. And that's where you're listening to us. And if you are, go ahead and like and subscribe so you don't miss a minute of action. But we got a good one here, Brett. Game 2 of a great matchup between these two teams. Last night ended up with a 3-2 win by Hawkins. And Frankston looking to come back and even this series up.
Okay, well, so since we're starting up here, I'm going to give some keys to tonight's game here.
You go right ahead.
So last night it was the pitching, and both pitchers pitched very well. It wasn't the pitcher's fault of either team. They did their part. I'm going to go right back to the same thing we talked about last night. The mental mistakes and errors, we saw those made a big difference last night. And also just those spectacular, great plays. I know that's what we said last, but between these two teams at this point in the season, that's what's going to make a big difference.
Yes. You got to make sure that, and the errors were early in the game last night in the very first inning, actually. So the very first pitch by Trinity Hawkins from Hawkins is in there for a ball as Addie Lobig lead things off for the Maidens.
Ooh, good pitch.
And that's in there for a strike, so we're 1-1 real quick here. And it was a pitching duel for the first 4 innings last night, if you remember, Brett. And then it went off kind of.
Yeah.
Both teams sort of started teeing off and doing a good job. That's going to be high and outside, says the umpire, so it's going to be 2-1. And the crowd is still trickling in, but once again, a big crowd and a big fan base for both teams here tonight. Ooh. That's going to be fouled back.
Yeah, both these teams, district champions from their respective districts, and a big following here. So no surprise, not very far to travel for each one of these teams. So
yeah,
this is a big game. And if you're Frankston's do or die tonight, gotta have this one.
Here's the pitch. That's going to be hit, and that's going out into right center field. That one gets past Julian Gould. So we got a base hit, and we got a base runner, Brett.
Now, Keith, remind me, the first inning last night,
yeah,
we got base runners on, but the catchers took care of them.
And both catchers, Burnett and Williams, very good at throwing base runners out who tried to steal that second base from him. So we'll see if we duplicate it tonight. Kaylee Davis is going to step up for the Maidens. They're going to bunt down the third base line. Lyndon Wilson is there, and once again, there's a mistake as Lainey Wilson can't hold the ball.
Man,
And
I don't mean to jinx people, Keith, but did I just say something about errors and mistakes?
And I'll tell you, last night that was something that happened as well, where Lainey Wilson had struggled all night long. She missed 2 or 3.
Now look to the left, Keith. If you're looking to the left to catch a ball right now, the sun is dead in your eyes.
Yeah,
so
it really is.
That could play a factor on the first base side tonight.
And I'm not going to take it out because Lainey Wilson's a good ball player. We watched her make some good digs last night and did a good job of getting some good catches there last night. But that one cost, and now they have runners at second and third. And Frankston threatening to get on the board really quick here in the top of the first. That's going to be on the outside corner, says Mr. Umpire, and that'll even the count at 1.
Man, I thought that was a little bit low and outside.
And so with 2 on and nobody out, Jenna Gould is going to watch that one go by for a ball. It's 2-1. Same pitch location.
That was the same pitch. I agree. I mean, one was a strike, one was a ball.
And this umpire is a little bit so early here, is already kind of getting the attention of the fans.
It's not going to take much tonight.
No.
The stakes last night were high, but tonight's even higher. I mean, this is one team's got a chance to finish the series off and not have to play another game. The other one's trying to stay alive. So fans are going to be at a very tense.
And this Frankston team is a fairly young team. There's only 4 seniors on the team.
That
one down the pipe. And I don't know what Jenna Gould was waiting on, because if she was waiting on a better pitch, she could not have waited any longer than that one right there. So she's rung up for a strikeout, and Savannah Lindsay is going to step up with that number 77. You don't normally see that.
That's a offensive line number.
That is a big, large number there.
Yeah.
Like I said, you don't really see that here in baseball or softball. That's going to be a good hit into left center field, and it's going to drop right in front of Kaylin Ellison, and the run's going to come in. And another one, so a stand-up RBI double for Savannah Lindsay.
I'll tell you what, that number paid off right there, Keith.
She sure did.
2 runs, gets that lead up early.
And so the Frankston Maidens puts 2 runs.
And they're swinging the bat.
They're not waiting. So unlike last night, this pitching duel is not going to happen here. And we have a runner on second now, and still, well, there's only 1 out.
Yeah, if you're Hawkins, you just got to worry about getting this batter out, try to minimize the damage.
That one's going to be inside for a ball on Kinley Howie. And Howie, the pitcher for the Maidens. So it's a pitcher-on-pitcher action here. Hawkins with the pitch. That's going to be down low for a ball, so 2-0. Kasia Burnett.
Brent, surprised the runs this early in the game?
I mean, they're hitting the ball well. They've got good contact. It's not soft hits either. They're finding it right down the middle and waiting on it and finding holes.
And I agree with you. Usually Brendan, usually in softball, you see a lot of bunts. You see a lot of what we call small ball. You're not seeing that today. Frankston is really taking it to Hawkins early. That's a big hit. It's going to be a fly ball into left field. Over the head of Kaylin Ellison. She came up a little bit too fast. Savannah Lindsay had to tag, so she ran a little bit behind, but that's going to be a stand-up double
good job
for Kinley Howie.
Good job by Ellison, though. She's able to get it in and keep the run from coming across. So
well, Jordan Warren was right behind on a backup. Good job by her. And Ellison didn't let that ball going over her head.
Was that Warren?
That was Warren that threw it in.
Oh, good job. I didn't see her slide over. She's fast. Yeah. I forget.
So Kaiser Burnett is going to step in and try to keep this thing going with runners in second and third and only one out. Man. That's going to be inside for a ball.
Man, I don't know that we saw very many balls hit last night like the couple that we've seen early in this game.
And we didn't. Like we just said, not a lot. Mainly what we saw last night were the small ball that hits on the bunts, down the lines, running it out. That's going to be on the outside. So 2-0 now the count.
It's important for Trinity Hawkins to just settle down and try to get some outs here. It's a long game. You've got lots of innings left, so you don't want to get flustered early.
So Hawkins bringing it in. It's going to be inside for a ball. So now 3-0, and you got to think that Trinity is getting a little frustrated. Those are three good pitches there. Yeah. One may have been a little bit outside, but it was on the corner. So she's given up some hits, and now she's got some in a hole there with 3-0. Now she walks her first run, and we got bases loaded situation here.
Yeah, with the first baseman, Courtney Appel up, and now your double plays in effect, though. That's tough.
It is. There's a force at any base here, so you're going to probably look at going home if you're in that position, if it's inside.
I will say, though,
infield.
from watching some softball here the last couple of days, Keith, it's going to be hard to turn that double because these girls are fast.
There are
60-foot
some
bases.
speedsters on both these teams. Here's the pitch by Hawkins. That's going to be on the corner, says Mr. Umpire, for the strike. He's a little he does. The umpire does yell strike, but a little slow on the hand gesture.
He takes his time.
He takes that time with the dramatics there. Here's the pitch. That's high. So we're 1-1. And the base is loaded, only one out for Frankston. Here's the pitch. That's going to be high again, and I believe the frustration mixed with jitters, mixed with a lot of things going on here for Trinity Hawkins is weighing in on her a little bit right now. But not for Corlin Happel, as she's looking in to bring some runs home. That's a good hit down the left field line, and Ellison goes back. That's going to hit the fence. And one run is going to come in, and they're swinging her home as Howie gets across.
Wow.
And 2 runs come in, and Coach Hawkins is walking out of the dugout.
Man.
And I believe she may call time and head out to have a talk with her pitcher, and she does. So Coach Hawkins is going to go out and have a conversation here.
Frankston is swinging the bats tonight.
They are putting it to it. And Brandon, you've covered a lot of softball games. I've covered a little bit, but you've covered a lot more. Is this a normal thing for, I mean, not just this team, but for softball teams to do this early in a game?
Well, I mean, it happens sometimes, but normally, there's always that one good pitcher, and Hawkins has that one good pitcher, and it's probably not often she's getting, but Frankston must have saw something last night, made some adjustments, and they're attacking something early, and we'll see now if Hawkins makes those same adjustments defensively and pitching-wise, and see how it goes from there. But Frankston's obviously locked in on something they're seeing.
They've made a pitching change early.
And early, yeah. So that's unusual, but we do have a pitching change. It looks like Kaylin Ellison, who is the left fielder, is going to come in.
So I wonder how many times this year, you got to think that Trinity Hawkins has not been pulled this early this year, probably at all. I mean, she's had a great season and played great last night, but just they got her number tonight. Frankston has found something. They're able to swing those bats, and
Well, it looks like they got her timing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here's just probably a change of pace. Give them something different. See what they've got a rhythm. Let's take them off that rhythm and see what happens.
And what I would say is that's a pretty smart move by
Brandon. Could this also be a strategy for tomorrow? So like it's big early. I know the game's not over, but maybe it's just not her night. Take her out early, let her rest. If this pitcher comes in, is able to hold them, and they get the win, great. If not, then she's fresh tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean it could be, and we'll see what happens. But you gotta hopefully. She's a good pitcher, good. So confidence won't go away, but
yeah.
So you got J.C. Smith, the flex player. She's going to head out into left field now for the Lady Hawks. And I believe that Trinity Hawkins is going to head over to shortstop. And that, in my thought process, may take number 3, Tatum Smith. She looks like she's going to go over to second base, which is where J.C. Smith was.
He kind of just rotated around the diamond there.
Yeah, it looks like they're just moving it around. And so let's see what we're going to do now as Briley Jimenez is stepping in.
Definitely made things interesting here early.
Lots of changes, and that pitch is going to go by for a ball as Jimenez watches it go. So with 1 out, 2 on, the Maidens have a 4-0 lead in just the top of the first. Here's a pitch. That's going to be low and inside, and she's just getting her bearings here. And like I said last night, Brett, gotta love the chatter here in softball. A lot different. Brandon's shaking his head, nodding his head there. Yeah, a lot different than baseball chatter.
Well,
softball
and it's
chatter.
only coming from one dugout right now. Frankston is feeling their high on emotion right now.
Oh yeah. And we have the possibility here. That was in there for a strike apparently. I didn't hear that, but the scoreboard operator did. Did you guys hear a strike call on that?
He's not real loud.
I didn't hear him. I did see his finger
hand go
wag.
up? Okay,
Yeah.
so 2-1 now to count. That's why I have these gentlemen next to me to keep me honest here. And I did put the score on the right team this time. That's going to be hit foul back and out of play. So the count even at 2 for Briley Jimenez. And if things keep going the way they're going, guys, we have a possibility of a bat around situation as Julian Gold is on deck and the top of the lineup is in the hole for the Maidens. So 2-2 to Briley Jimenez as Ellison takes a look at the sign, gets in the circle, and here comes the pitch. That's going to be hit in the head.
Off the helmet.
So
Ouch.
hit by pitch. Not really much that Jimenez could do. That was coming straight at her.
Yeah.
And kind of slow motion move there by Jimenez to try to get out of the way. So good thing she's okay. Just kind of a glancing blow there. And once again, guys, the bases are loaded.
Yeah. It's only 1 out. So.
And Gould steps in, see what she can do, as Ellison checks over to the dugout to see what the sign's going to be. Checks her wristband. And time is called.
She got
Some
tired.
miscommunication there.
She got tired of waiting on her. Is
Yeah.
what happened. Gold said, "I'm tired of waiting. I'm gonna step out and get refocused."
Yep. So Gold in the batter's box. Watches that pitch go by for a strike, which you got to think that was actually a called no swing there. 0-1.
Yeah, it was a good pitch to let go by. And they've been swinging the bat a lot
Yes,
early
they
in the
have.
count.
Bases loaded, 1 out. As Gould's in the batter's box, you have the top of the lineup and Addie Lobig on deck. That's going to be outside high for ball 1. And I get Brett. I'm going to say I'm glad that we have Brandon here because he can check all the scores for us better than we can. We have struggles trying to find all the good scores.
He'll be tweeting. He'll be tweeting
Oh,
out
yeah.
the plays here, and checking the score, and posting.
Oh yeah.
And keeping the book down there all at the same time.
Yeah.
I think he's got like 8 hands.
He's a multi. I don't know how he does it. It's like a spider there. He has all his.
He's an octopus. He's got eight hands. He can, you do everything at one time.
That was swung on and missed for strike 2. So we got 1 and 2.
That's why they pay him the big bucks down
Oh
there.
yeah.
Paper.
Yeah. Ellison, here's the pitch. That's going to be hit over into the dugout. Her teammates had to dodge that one coming in. Count remains 1 and 2.
And if you've noticed, I mean, I know it's different batters, but they're a lot later on this pitcher. When they're hitting it hard to the slicing it to the right. So obviously, it's different hitters, but we'll see when it gets back to the top of the order if the timing affects them too.
Right. And Matt Wilkins had his team prepared for Trinity Hawkins there in the circle tonight. That's going to be fouled back out of play. So the count remains 1 and 2. And I believe this is, I think we were talking to Coach Wilkins earlier, this is his first year at Hawkins. Or Frankston,
yeah.
excuse me. And good job as making it this far in his first year. Oh, and that's going to be swung on and missed.
Got out in front of that one.
So 2 down now, but we're back at the top of the lineup as Addie Lobig, who got a base hit way back at the first of this inning.
Yeah. This inning has lasted longer than like the first 3 yesterday.
Yeah, it has actually. Because the first 3 or 4 innings last night, we were already in the 3rd inning by now almost last night. Lobig steps in.
That's why they call it different days, different outcomes. Never know. That's why they play the best 2 out of 3.
And it's swung on. Missed. If you remember earlier, and of course it was just still this top of the first, Lobig hit a good base hit over the second baseman's head to get on base. Ellison with pitch. That's going to be outside and low for ball 1. We've had a little bit of everything in this inning here. We've had a base hit, of course. We had an error. We've had a strikeout. We had an RBI double. A couple of doubles. We got a hit by pitch, a walk, and a strikeout. So we've had we just hadn't had a home run and a triple.
Hey, we were close. One hit the fence.
Yeah. That's way outside. I think Ellison was trying to get Lobig to go fishing there, but no cast was made. So 2 and 1 is the count.
Wasn't the right fish. She
Nope.
She didn't want that fish.
No, not even a throwback there. 2 and 1 the count. Bases loaded with 2 outs for the Maidens. 4 runs have already come across. Lobig trying to make it more, and swing and a miss for strike 2. And a big count. 2 and 2 now the count.
So I'll say this right now, Keith. This is a big pitch for Hawkins. Okay, so they got the bases loaded. If they can get out of this inning without allowing any more runs, they've saved themselves a lot, and still, will have a chance of this game as long as their bats can fire up like Frankston's has tonight.
And Ellison has done a great job to come in and keep the faucet from running, so to speak.
Yep.
Kind of stop the bleeding, as they say. It's going to be 3 and 2 now, full count. Big pitch here by Ellison, and a big pitch for Lobig here. So it's going to be the battle and see who's going to come out on top. Ellison looks in. Here's the pitch. And a payoff pitch is going to be fouled back into the net, and we're going to reset and start again. And all the runners are set to run.
Yeah, so anything in the gaps, probably scoring at least 2 runs, maybe 3.
And with 2 out, and with 2 outs, everybody's just running. There's no tagging, there's no nothing. Everybody's just gonna just run on the hit, on contact is what they're told to do. That's gonna be a hit down the first base, and Wilson is there. She redeems herself from that error early in the first, and just like that, Ellison comes in and saves the day doesn't allow any more runs to come in, but the damage, as they say, was done early in the top of the first as 4 runs come across for the Maidens. And just like that, we're going to take a little break here as this regional quarterfinal match has gotten underway in a big way as the Maidens get draw first blood, I guess you could say there, Brett.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a break, brought to you by Azalea Orthopedics. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.
And we are back here at Tyler Legacy, the beautiful softball field here on the campus of Tyler Legacy High School for the bottom of the second, or excuse me, the bottom of the first. Feels like it should be the bottom of the second as much as went on at the top of the first. And the Maidens get 4 runs across at their first at bat. Now the Lady Hawks, the home team, are going to try to come in and make some things happen as Tatum Smith is going to lead things off. Now last night, Brett, Tatum got a base hit at her first at bat, and she's got some speed behind her. She's the bunt and run queen, I guess you could say, for the Lady Hawks. There's a lot of speed coming out of that batter's box at this one.
Yeah, you almost have to give her first if she gets down a good bunt because
right.
she's just not gonna catch her.
And you mentioned last night, might as well just, when she walks up, might as well just let her go down there and just stand there because that's where she's going to end up if she makes contact. So she steps in. Kinley Howie is going to see how she can fare this time. Fly ball. Savannah Lindsay tries to get it and kind of runs in.
Easy there.
And that's going to be a strike. Lindsay
bounces off that fence.
I'll tell you what, when she made contact with a Hawkins player last night over there on third base.
She sure did.
So she's trying to.
Nothing gets in her way of getting that
Trying
ball.
to get the gridiron there going. So 0-1. Here's Howie with the pitch. High and outside for a ball.
Well, it looks like they're expecting a bunt here, Keith.
Yeah, she's keeping it kind of away. She pitched it inside the first time and then high and outside
First
next.
and third are halfway down the line. So.
Yeah. Well, with Corlin Happel over there, she does a good job. And I tell you what, Savannah Lindsay, she can break on, once that ball's hit, she breaks so fast. But Tatum Smith's pretty fast too, so both of them to watch is just an amazing thing to do. 2-1, and a high fly ball outside. We're okay though. It's not going to hit us.
Oh.
As we say, there's no net over us, so we're just going to duck underneath Brandon over here.
Yeah.
He'll take any balls that come our way. 2-2 now the count.
He might have his glove with him. Maybe he'll protect him.
Well, he is at the ballpark, so you always bring your glove when you go to the ballpark. Here's the pitch by Howie. And swung on and missed for the strikeout. So look at that real quick.
It's a big out.
That is a big out and a quick out for Frankston to get on the board.
Yeah, Smith is a tough one to get out. She gets on the base a lot. I would be venturing to see her on-base percentage probably close to
pretty high,
pretty perfect. I mean, she probably doesn't not get on very often. I'd say well over 500.
And Trinity Hawkins now stepping in for the Lady Hawks. That's a little high, says the umpire. Looked good to me, but it might have been a tad high around the numbers. But again, they don't pay us to umpire. They pay us to sit back behind the umpire and critique. Here's the pitch. And swung on. Ooh. And that one was a strike, mainly because Hawkins swung.
Yeah, Howie's settling in here.
She's got that. She's a good little pitcher, but she's got that off-speed pitch, Brett, that'll just make your knees buckle.
Yeah, like you said last night, she likes to pull that chain. And
she does. And Brandon, I don't know if you've ever seen it. You might have. You've seen this team play, but that off-speed will just fall right off the table. High fly ball going to be over there by Happel. She makes about a half step back and just puts it right in the glove for out number 2. And just like that, 2 up, 2 down, and we have two away for the Hawks. Jordan Warren is now up to bat.
So one of those speedsters of Hawkins.
Yep. And coming out of the left batter's box gets her a little bit closer to that first base over there. But if Savannah Lindsay has anything to say about it, and looks like she does. Oh no! That goes over the head, and that's going to be an error. But Warren is going to get around to third. And a stand-up triple. And I'm not sure what happened there. I was kind of, the umpire and the catcher were kind of in the way. Brett, did you see what she tripped on? She fell.
It almost looked like they ran into each other there, kind of in the middle of the diamond. You had the pitcher, Howie, right there.
And that's going to be an E5.
Yeah, it just came out way high. That would have been like me trying to throw that ball, Keith, across the field.
I mean, she threw it on the way down. I mean, obviously that's why it went high. That wasn't a normal Savannah Lindsay type play there.
Well, there's that mistake.
Right.
See if Hawkins takes advantage of it.
The catcher, Riley Williams, is in there right down the third base line, rips it in, and Warren's going to cross to get on the board as Williams gets a base hit. Good shot. And a good rip there for a base hit.
Third base, number 12, London Wilson.
And that was a big play. Could have been 3 up, 3 down. Instead, Hawkins gets on the board. Brandon, what do you think about that play?
I mean, it's big. Like you said, it's big. You can talk before the game. It's going to come down to limited mistakes and those little plays, and that's one right there to get a run back for Hawkins after giving up 4 in the top of the first. That's a big one to get there. There were 4. Y'all talked about Warren's speed. She was able to, not everybody would have got to third on that play, and so she would be sitting on third right now, but her speed allowed her to score a run with 2 outs for her team.
Yeah. And Olivia Barber is the courtesy runner over there on first because Williams is the catcher. We'll let her come in and get her stuff in. And you're right, Brandon, that was a big play and a big confidence booster there for the Lady Hawks as London Wilson is now in the batter's box. That's going to be hit down for a foul.
When I'm sure Coach Jennifer Hawkins told her team is you can't get all 4 runs back right now. Don't try, just get 1 at a time. It's a 7-inning game for a reason. We got time.
Yeah, definitely. When you try to do too much at one time, that's when you start making mistakes and pushing too hard.
And we've all seen games, and I know Brandon, we've done it this season where, you look up and you see teams that score 4 in the first, but then you got the team underneath at the end of the game that has 1 or 2 in every inning. And they just nip and nip and nip at you, and then they got more. And so
you can ask Burke Hill how that Browns
game
exactly.
Yeah, and so it just it's not over till it's over. Swung on and missed is going to be a strike. So 1 and 2 is now the count.
It's going to make
for London Wilson.
It's going to make it interesting though, because now you're going to see if Hawkins can chip away at this.
Well, and if you remember last night, it was a back and forth. You got Hawkins got on the board first. They got ahead. Then Frankston came back and said, not on my watch, and they went ahead. And then Hawkins came back and said, well, we're going to take it back. And so it was a seesaw effect. That's going to go right past Savannah Lindsay into the outfield. Jenna Gold was there to keep the runner from advancing to third. So a good backup play in the outfield by Gold. But now we got runners at first and second with 2 down, so a little possibly a rally going on.
What's interesting to me on these lineups, you got a lot of last names similar. It's either sisters, cousins.
Well,
That's
London
when you can put a good team together
Yeah.
because you've got a lot of good siblings.
family. Well, I think what we heard last night, because we talked to the grandmother, because she was sitting next to us, London and Laney are sisters. And then I believe, if I remember correctly, there's a cousin. I believe it was Warren, maybe, in center field, is the cousin to those two.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. I could be wrong. I'm sure I'll be corrected.
You've got a lot of good family athletes in a couple of classes, and that turns into a nice little team.
Oh, yeah. So that was swung on and fouled back, or fouled down, actually, not back, for a strike. That swung on and missed, however, so it looks like Lainey Wilson's going to find herself behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes with 2 on and 2 out.
It's a big pitch right here for Howie. If you get out of this inning only giving up 1, you've got to feel satisfied.
You do, and if you're Lainey Wilson, you got to know that this is a big spot for you to be in here. That's going to be low and inside. And a good eye by Wilson to just let it go. When you know you need, it's tough to do that.
Oh,
yeah.
0-2, that's tough.
When you know you want to swing and get your people home. And she's back in that batter's box, which is quite unusual these days to see. That's going to be hit and off the glove of Addie Lobig. That goes over into foul territory. Run comes in. That's Barber, who was pinch running for Williams. And just like that, the 4-run lead falls to 2 now.
The DP, number 13.
I'm almost surprised that Coach Hawkins didn't send the runner on third. I thought that she could have made it home. We'll see if that comes back to haunt her or not.
Well, you got to be careful making those decisions because you don't want to end the game when you have the possibility of getting more. When your designated player, oh yeah, I dodged. I'm not gonna lie.
Here we go.
Your designated player is coming up to bat here with the possibility of eating into that lead a little bit more.
Yeah, you got basically the tying run on second now.
That's going to be fouled back as well. So once again, one of the Lady Hawks finds themselves at 0-2.
I'm waiting on Brandon to order that air conditioner.
No kidding. 0-2, runners at second and third. And Howie looks in. Gets set, and here comes the pitch. Outside. Looked like it was off the corner, and I believe the right side of the field agrees with me here. 1-2 after that questionable placement there. Low. Ooh. That one was low, I'm not going to lie. 2-2 now the count. Elle Frazier finds herself in a big position here, Brett, with 2 on. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 on. A lot of 2s there.
Yeah, a hit to the outfield could score 2.
You just had to keep on with the 2s, didn't you?
Yes, sir did.
Okay. Inside. And I didn't see that one very well, Brett. You're in a better position. Was that off the corner, or was that what
it was low?
Low, and yeah.
Low
Brandon said it was low. We're gonna go with Brandon there.
Brandon,
But it tailed late, tailed inside late.
I had the umpire in my way, so I'm gonna go with the experts on my left and right. You always surround yourself with smarter people. That's gonna be hit over into the first base side as Happel grabs it, and with that catch, that's gonna save any more runs coming in and strand 2 on for the Lady Hawks, but they do eat into that 4-run lead that happened in the top of the first. So, guys, we're just through for the first inning. We're here 30 minutes into the game here, and we just finished the first inning.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle tonight. This is just a different ball game, but still these 2 teams are excellent, as we've said. And so it's going to be a dogfight, a boxing match, however you want to say. Right now, we thought, Hawkins got knocked down a couple of times in the first round, but they came back up with a haymaker there, and that bottom of the half of the inning instead. They've got cut the lead in half already. And like Brandon said, you know, you don't want to get it all back at one time. So,
and that's the difference between the regular season and the playoffs, and even not just the regular playoffs, the regional quarterfinals of the playoffs. Those are the caliber teams that you have. And so we're going to take a real quick break as who are we sponsored by, Brett?
Demand Azalea, Keith.
Demand Azalea. Azalea Orthopedics. We'll be right back.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.
We are back. Kaylee Davis for the Maidens going to lead things off here. She got to first on an error, an E3 last inning. That's correct, last inning, as we are just in the top of the second here. This game is not going as quickly as last night's, and that's good. Got a lot of good action. Hey, while you're listening, go ahead and get down there and like and subscribe. Let us know. And also let us know if you're watching on YouTube, chat with us. We have that chat feature down there. Chat with us. We'd love to hear where you're from, where you're listening from, as that's swung on and missed by Kaylee Davis. And if you're watching on Texan Live, why don't you scoot on over to YouTube, our YouTube channel, NetSN Live, and like and subscribe. And chat with us there as well. That way you won't miss a minute of good East Texas sports. That swung on and missed as well. A little bit different start here so far. As 0-2 here to Kaylee Davis.
Ellison's come in and did a good job, Keith. She settled things down. And
well, it's a different look. And Brandon said it earlier. Their swing is a little bit more, it's a little bit more behind. They're not timed like they were. But I'm going to tell you, and I told you last night, and it came to fruition as that swung on for strike three. And real quick, we got an out. But last night, you know, I believe we talked about it, that it usually takes 3 or 4 innings to get the timing down of a pitcher. And, of course, last night they got their timing, and then Hawkins came in and got rocked in this first inning. Well, now it's going to take them a couple innings to get Ellison's timing, but it's going to come, and probably in the 3rd or 4th inning. So the strikeout puts Davis down, and Jenna Gould's going to step up. And she struck out the last inning. She was one of 2 strikeouts in the first inning, but she watches that one go down for ball 1. And that's going to be swung on, going to go foul though. So she'll get a strike. We want to do a shout out real quick to the Brook Hill softball team, the Lady Guard, as they won today and made it to the state tournament finals.
Yeah, state championship
game, and that'll be tomorrow. The team that they're going to play, I'm not sure exactly yet. It's either going to be Corpus Christi or Houston Cypress Christian. So we'll be looking at that one. But congratulations to Brook Hill. We've covered a couple of their softball games this year. That's going to be hit over to London Wilson. Wilson over to Wilson. Wilson to Wilson.
Wilson to Wilson connection.
Call him Wilson Phillips. Hit me one more time on that one. Sorry, I had to. 2 down with that throw. A good job. And so we have a strikeout and a ground out real quick, but Savannah Lindsay, who had that RBI double that got things started for the Maidens last inning, is stepping into the batter's box. But this time it's a little different because you have 2 outs. You only had 1 out last time. And Ellison is making quick work of the Lady Hawks as that one goes by for a strike, and Lindsay watches it. Do you and guys, both of you can answer this one, but do you see a little bit different outfield there with after the bat that the Hawks, Lady Hawks have?
They're pretty far back.
Yeah, they're hugging the fence back there.
Yeah, they're kind of they're not allowing that space there to go.
Yeah, that ball he got hit over their head 2 or 3 times. They decided to back up.
Well, if it goes over their head this time, it's either hitting the top of the wall or going over
Right.
the fence.
It's going to go in that soccer field over there if it goes in the right field, and the tennis court's over here on that one. So 0-2 now the count. Lindsay hits that one straight back up.
Oh!
Trinity Hawkins throws it over.
That's going to be a free pass there as it went to the dugout.
Goes into the dugout, so it's ground rule double. That's going to end up being an E6, as it was a bad throw by Trinity Hawkins.
Yeah, I could have maybe made that catch on a 12-foot step ladder on the top step. Would have been a tough one. They've had trouble with that throw. That's been what's kind of got Hawkins in this series, Keith.
Right.
You count how many times they've thrown over, whether it was a drop or just a bad throw.
Right.
It's been 3 or 4 times that's cost them.
And that's 2 errors already in the game, and we're just in the top of the second. That's going to be down low, but no play there as Williams does a good job of keeping the ball in front of her. And that's going to be ball 1 as the runner goes.
Brandon, you cover softball a lot. How many teams wear shorts in softball?
So
I was wondering that.
It used to happen all the time. I haven't seen it while I walked up tonight. I thought it was just their warm-up. I was like, oh, they'll go somewhere to change, because it was still 40 minutes out. So I was like, they'll go somewhere. Well, they didn't. It used to happen all the time when I was in high school. It doesn't happen very rarely now.
And I've done, I used to announce for certain teams in White House and Chapel Hill, and I have never seen it, to be honest with you, over 10 years of doing it. So this is the first time I've seen shorts on the softball field.
Now, I will say they look a lot cooler than the Frankston Indians.
Right.
Those black pants. So
Yeah.
I guess because they've got the turf, they don't have all that dirt. It's probably a little easier on the slides. Of course, the socks they've got go cover up half their legs. So.
And with a lot of the fields now that are turf, I'm sure it's a little bit different than it used to be.
It's not your old putt-putt grass.
Right.
It's real rough.
And that's going to be hit straight back up to Ellison. Ellison over to Wilson. And that's going to end up being the end of that one. So a little bit quicker on the top of the second there, as Howie grounds out. And, yeah, not a bad start of this inning. A little bit different than the last inning that we had.
It's a lot quicker. Yeah, that top inning, of course, I think my big thing was shout out to Coach Hawkins. I mean, it takes a lot of guts to pull your ace starting pitcher out that early in the game and hope that your reliever is going to come in and settle the team down. And it has worked to perfection. Of course, I haven't seen them this year except for the last game, and Hawkins pitched the whole time. But Ellison has done a great job of coming in, changing up the pace, and getting them settled down, and they're still in this game.
Right.
Well, the thing with Kaylin Ellison is, you always hear next girl up mentality, and she probably had no clue she was going to pitch today. But when her number was called, she's been ready, and she's kept two strong innings, or one and a half innings, whatever. She's got them right here where they're still. She limited the damage in the first, and then didn't let that two out error snowball in the second, and we still got a 4-1 game.
And it took her a batter or two to get that, but she shut them down. She didn't let them get any more runs, and obviously in this last top, she didn't let them get any more runs there either. And so she like y'all said, she's done a great job of coming in and making sure that right now, as of now, that no more runs came across.
Yeah, just stopped the bleeding. Did a good job.
So we got a couple more games in softball situation going on tonight. And right now, I believe Game 2 is tonight for the Rains Grand Saline series.
And you know where you can hear that?
Where can you hear that?
It's on KMOO, or the KMOO Country app. Our boy Kyle Owens and Jeremy Titsworth net us in. They're doing some games for KMOO tonight. They've got the Rains Grand Saline, and also, I believe it's Como Picton and Alba Golden?
Yeah, probably.
So
And a big one there in
They're both in Winsboro, both the games.
and a big one with Bullard and Hampshire Frenette. They're playing tonight
Oh yeah, both Bullard
in
teams.
Jasper.
Are they in Lufkin again?
No, they're playing in Jasper
Jasper,
tonight
yeah.
at 5.
Yeah,
they're playing right now, I
Yeah,
believe.
softball's in Jasper.
Softball is in Jasper. yeah.
Baseball's still in Lufkin, and there's going to be a good, not this area, but there's another good baseball game in Jasper tonight too. So.
Heads
High
up.
fly ball going to be.
Brandon, be careful. That was close to you over there.
Yeah, you got to take care of us here.
But yeah,
That one's going to go out. So
what I'm
strikes.
looking at in the next week's possible matchup, Brandon, because if Bullard and Carthage win, they would match up next round.
That's going to be hit foul ball.
That is a game we're going to cover on NSN before it got canceled.
Right. That's
top-
baseball. We're talking baseball.
Yeah, baseball.
On that.
Two top, like what are it, 15 or so teams, I guess.
Yeah, those two districts would match up, and you have 4 teams in the top 15. It would be Hudson and Spring Hill, and then Bullard and Carthage. If and Spring Hill and Hudson are both up 1-0 in their series, and Carthage and Bullard the same. Both Carthage and Bullard games. Bullard won on the walk-off bomb in the 8th. Carthage also won 3-2 last night. A lot of 3-2 games on both sides last night.
And Bullard won in what kind of fashion there, Brett? How did they win last night? Did we talk about that?
Yeah, walk-off.
Walk-off what? Home run?
Walk-off home run.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was paying attention to this if you are talking about that. I apologize. I was watching the game we're watching here as it's 1-2 to Kaylin Ellison, and that's going to even the count at 2. So Ellison was behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes, and she's waited it out now.
Brandon, in other words, you've been really busy because our East Texas teams have been real successful this postseason.
A lot of them.
Yeah, you can always count in baseball, softball. At least one's likely going to get 1 or 2 going to get to Austin Round Rock. So
that's popped up, and Lobig is there, shortstop. Throw route number 1.
Probably the one that's most likely to get there, and they're trying to, get some demons out of the Bullard softball team. They've gone the last couple of seasons and hadn't come out with the championship. They're looking to try to bring one back this year.
Well, and the 2-time defending state champion is now in their region, and that would be the regional final if they both keep winning. Liberty, they've won the last 2 years, and so they would meet up in 2 weeks if they both keep winning.
Brandon, you might beat that one, huh?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And we also have Queen City and Troop playing tonight, actually right now at ETBU. That's a good hit. It's going to get past Savannah Lindsay. So we have a base hit, and this player, and I'm going to talk about her, Gentry Evans she did a great job last night, and just one that you wouldn't, being the bottom of the batting order, you wouldn't expect it.
You saw what happened. They played for her to bunt.
Right.
They were so close, and she swung the bat and it hit right past the third baseman Lindsay over here because she swung the bat instead of bunted. So great job there by.
And speaking of bunt, there's Tatum.
Oh.
And Lanny Wilson runs up on that bunt. It goes straight down the first base line. And I think she was just more anticipating the tag. Went for the ball and then swung for the tag, but left the ball where it was and didn't get the tag there.
Well, Tatum Smith we'll call her a professional bunter, Keith.
Yeah, she's really good at what she does. And that's going to bring up Trinity Hawkins, who flew out in the first. Tatum Smith struck out in the first, so she kind of redeemed herself getting on base here. And now we have 2 on and 1 out for the Lady Hawks. It's going to be outside and high for ball 1.
With that crowd mic, you really hear that catcher's mitt pop on those pitches.
Yeah, you sure do. It's a good little mic there.
It's popping.
1-0 the count.
We got to make sure our viewers at home, Brandon, can hear that mitt.
We wanted to be just right in the action with us.
Like they're here with us.
Oh, yeah. Here's the pitch. And a high fly ball in the left field. Gould with the catch and the
tag up. Ooh,
tag up by Gentry. She bounces into third and it's going to be safe. So the sacrifice works to perfection if that's what it was supposed to be, was a sacrifice. And advances the runners into scoring position.
Center fielder number 2, Jordan Warren.
So Jordan Warren is going to step up after the sacrifice fly of Hawkins.
Ginger Evans has that young Brett speed.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I tried that the other night, and I hurt myself. I was trying to play with some 7, 8-year-old girls in practice, and went out there and hurt my groin. I'm still nursing that since Monday. I used to be able to run back in the day. It's something about getting older. It
I don't want to hear it.
Doesn't work that way anymore.
No, I don't want to hear it. Older.
Yeah, you are older. That's right.
There's the pitch.
Man, that was kind of interesting.
Warren squared around for a bunt, but pulled back.
Evans halfway down.
Time.
Evans was halfway down the line over here. Thought we were gonna have a steal to home plate.
We have a little squeeze play going on here. 2 on and 2 out with 1-0 the count. Warren watches the high and outside go, and that's going to be 2-0. And right now, Howie needs to pay more attention to the batter at the plate than she does about the runners on. She's got 2 outs.
Yeah, 2 outs.
Doesn't really need to be paying attention to those other ones.
Yeah, just take care of this one at the plate, and then you don't have to worry about the other ones. They're not going anywhere if you can get this batter out on strikeouts.
Here's the pitch. Good hit. Yeah, it's a high fly ball into center field. Kaylee Davis is there and doesn't really move much and gets out number 3. So 2 runners are left on. No runs come across. We still have the 4-2 score after 2 innings. So a good game so far. If you're watching on Texan Live or you're listening on NetSN, go ahead and give everybody a call. Let them know we got a good game here with the Lady Hawks and the Maidens of Frankston. We'll be right back. You're watching and listening to NetSN. Don't go anywhere.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.
Back here at Tyler Legacy, Kasia Burnett is going to lead things off here in the top of the 3rd. The score still remains 4-2 as Frankston keeps the lead so far. It is 86 degrees here.
Ooh.
But it feels like about 100.
I'm feeling every degree of that.
At least we got a little wind coming at our back.
Every once in a while.
We'd turn that air up a little.
They talked to us earlier. Excuse me. That one's in there for a strike. They mentioned earlier over the loudspeaker here that they're watching some weather conditions. I'm not sure if we're under any kind of watch or anything.
Is it a heat advisory? Because I think
that's what it feels like.
I don't see anything weather-wise. There's not
I
probably
see
any
blue
clouds.
sky. I mean, it's a weather watch of a blue sky, maybe. I see a cloud off in the distance that's a beautiful one, but that's going to be low for a ball. And 1-1 the count.
So what's funny is there were rain and thunderstorms in the forecast tonight. Tuesday night there was none. I come out here for a game and it was nothing but lightning delays.
Yeah, we had that with the Lindale game one time, and they were doing the starting lineups. That's going to be hit out to right field.
Ooh, fair ball.
And fair ball as Genty Evans couldn't get to that one. Kasia Burnett has a stand-up triple, and she looks like she's going to head all the way to home. And we're going to have a little conversation with the umpire because I think some interference talk is going on as the runner might have been in the way, but I don't think that's going to be the call.
Yeah, I think that was a clean play there. I think this is going to be a triple with an error there.
And I don't know if that's going to be the call. Brandon, what would you call that one? Is that going to be an is that going to be an E9 or is that going to be a home run?
It's a triple and then the error.
The error, yeah.
Was it 9 or was it I think it was on the relay, wasn't it? Second baseman?
I'm not sure. It might have been, so yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that she threw all the way from right field.
So E4 is what we're going to call that.
That would have been a heck of a throw.
So that's in there for a strike. Coach Hawkins was trying to have the conversation, I'm guessing, to see if there was any type of interference.
Well, the throw was so bad, I don't know that it would have mattered. I mean, it wouldn't matter if the runner was there or not. Burnett did a good job, though, of recognizing the ball getting by and using her speed to get home.
Well, and I do know that ball bounced, so it really wasn't, and I don't think it's interference if it's not a catchable ball.
Yeah.
I think she might have been calling the interference on the runner not letting the fielder go retrieve the ball after the throw, and then she was able to. But they both kind of held each other up, so it's a wash.
And again, it wasn't impeding because the ball wasn't in a catchable situation. So each player had the ability, who has the right of way, I guess is what you can say there. So if the ball wasn't on line and the runner still has the right of way to get to the base. So either way, it doesn't matter. The run scores. The umpire made the ruling, and we're already on to a 1-2 count here to the next batter, Corlin Happel.
And she had that big 2-run double in the first inning that gave them a 4-0 lead. So this is a big chance for her to.
And she's already swung a couple of big times and just fouled off. If she straightens that out. But that doesn't matter here. Yeah. She swings but gets the strike.
That changeup there, she kind of got ahead of it.
And that's the first out. Pardon me. So Jimenez actually got on base by hit by pitch, got a hit on that helmet of hers.
And this is where it gets interesting. This is the first batter that Ellison faced. So
right.
Now this will be her second time through the order. We'll see if Frankston makes the adjustments.
Yeah. And this is the inning where we kind of talked about could start getting the timing down. Williams tries to frame that one. I love how catchers do that, especially when I understand framing it when it's right there, but when it's 3 feet into the other batter's box.
Let's just move it over here. Okay.
the umpires aren't that blind. That's off the outside corner.
Well,
good pitch.
Well, Keith.
I'm not. Nope. Not going to take that bait. Not going to take that bait.
I've seen some pretty.
I have to. Not going to take that bait.
Not
1-1 to count.
Not tonight. This umpire's been fine.
It's not towards the end of the game either. That's sometimes that strike zone starts to either widen or shorten. I don't know, depending on who it is. That's swung on and missed for a strike. So 1-2 now the count.
I have noticed he likes to pull the chain of the light fixture one.
Mm-hmm.
He likes this.
It is interesting to see. Brandon's probably seen a lot more than we have, but it's interesting to see the mannerisms of each behind the plate umpire on how they call strikes and how they do strikeouts. That's going to be inside, kind of down low. Riley Williams does a great job of keeping in front of that one.
Last night, the lady on first base, she liked the lawnmower crank.
Oh yeah, she did the lawn. Yeah,
she likes to.
She did it and pulled that string back.
Yeah.
2-2 the count. Ellison with the pitch. That's outside. No frame job there as Williams kind of was off balance and couldn't get there. So a full count now.
Where we're sitting tonight, when it's a right-handed batter, it's fun. You can see the ever spin, ever movement of the ball. It's fun angle right here.
And y'all are in good spots. I'm directly behind the plate, so I really can't see the ball cross. That's going to be straight up back, kind of bounced, and not in time. Williams throws it over to Wilson. Wilson just bounces off the glove, and that's going to end up being an E3.
Do you think she was there before the catch? Anyway?
No, I think the ball was there before the runner was there, in my opinion.
It was close.
Brandon, what do you think? And do we have we're having a conversation, and I'm wondering, and guys, y'all can look at this. I'm wondering if they're asking if the ball hit the home plate. before it bounced out into fair territory. And if it did, that's going to be a ball. I mean, that's going to be a foul ball. Brandon, do you think that's what they're talking about? You had a better angle,
I think
I'm guessing.
that is what they were talking about, but he said no.
Okay. Because there wasn't a call on the home. I mean, she missed it, so there's not an interference or a play there. The only thing I could think of is Coach Hawkins was thinking it hit home plate, which would have been a foul ball. So no call on that one.
So what'd you give that? Was that a hit or an error, Brandon?
Well, yeah, Brandon. I gave it an E3.
Yeah, I think it would have got her barely.
It was close.
That's going to bring Julianne Gold, excuse me.
And we talked about that play to first base again, Keith. That's kind of been an Achilles heel for Hawkins, whether it be the bad throw or just not making the catch.
That one's going to be outside for a ball. You heard that snap of that catcher's mitt there. That's the fourth error, of the game for Hawkins. And that's a good hit straight up the middle to Ellison. Ellison throws over to Lainey Wilson, who does a good job of catching that one for the out. Does advance the runner, though. So a runner in scoring position.
Lobig's put some, would say wood, but it's aluminum on the ball tonight.
Yep.
So he's got a chance here to possibly put the ball in a gap and score a run here.
Right, and Natty Lobig is the top of the lineup. And she's had a base hit and a strikeout. As she actually, in the first inning, she saw two different pitchers, as Ellison and Hawkins were both the pitchers she met.
That doesn't happen very often.
No, it does not. She was the first batter and the last batter of the first inning. She had a base hit and a strikeout, so she started and ended the first inning for
good
the
pitch.
Maidens. Good pitch there for a strike, and it's going to be one and one.
So now I've got the Brandon angle over here on this batter since it's a lefty. You can definitely see that spin of the ball.
Here's the pitch by Ellison. That's going to be outside. Good job by Williams to get out there quickly and keep that runner over there on second. Now, I'll tell you right now, when I make these calls about errors and things like that, that's not official. Those are my calls that I make. So that's not an official call. That's not anything along those lines. So don't take me to the bank on any of that.
Yeah, Brandon's more the official scorekeeper over there.
Yes.
I'm unofficially official.
He's unofficially official. I'm unofficially unofficial.
No, you're officially unofficial.
Although we had the official book tell us we did a good job last week.
Right. We actually disagree.
They didn't agree with the scoreboard keeper. So
yeah, we had we did the Bullard Kilgore game last week that had some questionable error calls that I didn't agree with.
I mean, if a major league player might have made those plays, but
yeah. So full count. Lobig hoping to get things going here and get that runner from second. Ellison working to get out of this inning. That's a high fly ball out of play, and the count remains full. Wind picking up a little bit here.
And it feels amazing.
Yeah, it's coming out of the southeast a little bit, feels like. That's my meteorological opinion here. Ellison looks at her wrist to get the call. Lobig steps in. And here's the pitch. That's a swung on and miss strike. Ooh. And once again, Ellison sits Lobig down on a strikeout. And we're headed to the bottom of the third as we're through 2.5 already here at Tyler Legacy. So far, not a bad game here. 5-2 as a run does come across. As the Frankston Maidens are just holding on to that lead. Not letting go. Sorry about that. I was doing something. I apologize. But anyway, we got a good game here. And we're going to take a short break as you're watching the regional quarterfinals here from Tyler Legacy. Brought to you by Azalea Orthopedics. Don't go anywhere.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.
We are back at Tyler Legacy. To start off the bottom of the third, Riley Williams, the catcher for the Lady Hawks, is going to be leading things off as she does a couple of practice swings and then is now stepping into the batter's box. Got a good game here.
Hey, I've got a score update from our man, KO Kyle Owens.
Go right ahead.
15-0 Como, bottom of the second.
Good Lord. Whew. Brandon, did you hear that?
Yeah, that was.
This is the third round of the playoffs.
You don't hear scores like that normally. I mean, you don't expect scores that high unless, really, no, you don't expect scores that high when this far into the playoffs.
Yeah, well, I think they're like number 2 in the state, and, hey, at least it probably only go 5 innings.
Yeah. I think the 10-run, maybe the 15-run rule will be in effect there. 2-0 the count to Williams.
Whew, man.
That is crazy. So Howie gets ready for the pitch, and here she comes. And fly ball out of play. Is going to be a strike.
I would say it'd be a short night for Kyle, but they've got a doubleheader, so he's still going to have to wait till that 8 o'clock game.
Yeah,
Is he at Mike Carter?
Winsboro.
Winsboro, okay.
Nice complex over in Winsboro.
I was going to ask about that because we've seen a lot of games over at Winsboro.
Yeah, there's a lot of games there tonight. I think I know 1 baseball and 2 or 3 softball there today. So, but Kyle's been putting in here the doubleheader yesterday and a doubleheader today. He's a busy guy.
He's making up for all those times he's missed here in the regular season. They got him on that graveyard shift.
Yeah,
3 to 11 or something. So crazy.
Riley Williams swung on that one, so it's 2-2 the count now.
He loves it, by the way. He tells me all the time.
Oh yeah.
But he's off on Thursday, Friday, so he's able to hit up those games.
That's going to bounce in the left-handed batter's box for a ball. I don't think that was a fishing pitch there by Howie. I think that got away from her. Got a little sweaty hands. She's kind of rubbing her hands on her pants out there. And like I said earlier, it is a little hot, a little humid.
A little bit.
That's a hit out into right field. Jimenez watches it all the way in, and she's good job facing the sun as it's directly right in her eyes.
Got those sunglasses for a reason out there. Did a good job there. And that's an important thing for an outfielder. You don't want to get too aggressive. You know, we saw that a little bit last night.
Right.
He'd run forward, and then they got to run backwards. You don't want to do too much of that.
So third baseman London Wilson is going to step in with 1 out and nobody on. That's a fly ball back.
That was a little too close for comfort.
Keith
just wait till it comes straight back at you.
Keith had one straight at him last night.
Yep. It kind of scared me a little bit, not going to lie. That's okay. We were at Lindo one time and one came straight back and Brett dodged.
I did. It was a fast one too.
0-1 the count to Wilson. Howie with the pitch. That was an off-speed pitch that was released a little bit too early, I believe.
Man, that's like a slow.
That was a slow pitch softball throw there. So 1-1 now the count.
That's one of those, if you happen to be ready for it, you could have teed off on it, but.
There's a pitch, and that one's fouled back out of play. So 1-2 now the count. London had a base hit back in the first. Excuse me, 1-2 now the count.
The thing with Howie, though, I mean, she's giving up 5 hits, but they're not hitting her hard yet. They're making contact, but it's been a lot of small ball.
And want to apologize. We had a little camera issue. If you were watching, it kind of flew backwards, so we're not really sure what's going on.
Well, we did say the wind was picking up.
Yeah, the wind is picking up, so it might have caught it. It's on a – but Mr. Brett is going to run out there and take care of things. But Brandon and I will hold down the fort with you here. It's 2-2 now. Here's the pitch by Howie. And that's going to go low, says Mr. Umpire. So we find ourselves with a full count again. And we'll see what Howie brings up. See if she can get that off-speed pitch and drop it off the table like she's pretty good at doing.
Everybody load it.
High. And that's going to put the runner over at first. So that's our first walk, Brandon, of the game, I believe. Nope, we had one. That's the first walk for Howie in the game. I think we had one back with Hawkins back in the first.
Yeah, this is the first walk that Hawkins has drawn this game.
Which is not bad if you think about it. That's going to be inside for ball 1. As Lainey Wilson, the sister. Wilson and Wilson, sounds like a law firm coming up behind each other.
I think there's a country singer named Lainey Wilson, too.
Yeah. Possibly. So Howie looks in. And here's the pitch. And that's in there for a strike. And I'll tell you right now, based on last night, they're not really going to run on on Burnett or Riley Williams for Hawkins, as both of them have really good arms and will pick you off if you even try. That's in there for a strike. Good pitch by Howie. And just like that, Lainey Wilson finds herself at a 1-2 count. 1 out, 1 on.
That pitch fell off the table there. I thought she was going to swing, and she would have been way over because it dropped quick.
Yeah. And that's going to be fouled back. She stays alive. Last night, Lainey Wilson and Howie had a nice little rally battle there for a long time. A good 2 or 3 minute back and forth. Lainey Wilson fouled off a lot there for a little while, ended up getting walked. But so they're kind of used to each other there. Here's a pitch by Howie. That's fouled off again. We are here in the bottom of the third. It's 5-2 as Frankston got the early lead there in the top of the first with a 4-run inning. Got another run, I believe, last inning, or excuse me, the top of this inning. And they got a time by the umpire. I believe a ball got into the field there from the dugout. So that pitch did not count. And we resume normal play here. Here's the pitch. That's a fly ball, and it's playable. And not going to get to as Burnett and Happel try to get there. Weren't able to do it.
Good hustle.
So everybody resets, and we try it again as the battle ensues. Howie gets set in the circle, and here comes the pitch. That's going to be high for a ball, so the count evens at 2. And this big crowd for both teams getting very vocal here in the bottom of the 3rd. And that's in there for strike 3. And Laney Wilson goes down on strikes for out number 2. Elle Frazier, the designated player for Hawkins, steps in. And London Wilson still on first. That's high. Right around the chin area there for ball 1.
This was a big strikeout for Howie. It's her first one since the first batter of the game, because, I mean, Hawkins has been putting the ball in play, but just Franks has been making plays on it. So that was a big strikeout there with the runner on first.
Yeah, a big confidence booster for her, I'm sure, as that one hits the outside corner for a strike. That's that little off-speed pitch there. I'm sure, I believe you had a better angle, but from what I could tell, it looked like it had a little curve on it to bring it over that outside corner.
Yeah, her pitches have a lot of spin, a lot of movement.
Yeah.
I mean, I would hate to be in the batter's box. I'm glad I'm right here.
Right. That's a hit going to be playable for Savannah Lindsay. And a good job as she gets over there to get out number 3. So runner left on. And no runs come across for the Lady Hawks, as we are now through 3 innings. And I'll tell you right now, it looks like, from what I've gathered, through 3 innings here before we head to the 4th inning, the Maidens of Frankston have left 5 runners on, and so have the Lady Hawks, from what I've gathered. Brandon, do your stats kind of equal that? From what I can see, they've had 4 runners left on for Hawkins, and 5 runners left on for Hawkins, and 5 runners left on for Frankston.
Yeah, I got 5 for both teams.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's not conducive for winning a ball game for either team. So, but it shows the type of caliber these outfielders are for either team. We're going to take a short break real quick, as this game is brought to you by Azalea Orthopedics. We'll be right back.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.
And we are back. As you can hear, the wind is picking up big time here. That one's down for a ball. Pardon me, as Kaylee Davis, the number 2 batter, is in the batter's box. We're in the top of the 4th here. 5-2 is your score as Frankston leads. They've gotten that lead in the first inning and have not let go since. That's going to be outside for a ball, so 2-0 now the count. And now you can hear the chatter from the Frankston dugout. So now 3-0. And Kaylin Ellison steps in and ready to bring the pitch. Here it comes. And that's going to be inside. Looked good to me, but the umpire gets paid to make that call. And the runner heads down to first. Brett's back with us.
Oh, I'm back.
Told everybody we had a little camera malfunction.
It's more than a malfunction.
Yeah.
It's
down for the count.
It's down.
Unfortunately.
It's a funeral procession.
And I watched the camera kind of, and it was on, so you watched it at home with us as it kind of fell backwards, unfortunately. That wind is real strong.
It's partially my fault. I should have had the legs a little more spread.
So that one's in there for a ball.
Casualties of doing games with weather.
Jenna Gold breaks and squares away. We got a runner. First steal of the game, and in there safe as Williams makes a good throw, but it was just to the left of the bag. Good job by Trinity Hawkins to be there. Correction, that was good. That was actually Tatum Smith, the second baseman. So the runner steals. As Kaylee Davis is over at second now, and a runner in scoring position for the Maidens. That one's in there for a strike. And Riley Williams steps out from behind home plate and kind of dares Kaylee Davis to steal on her again.
So did I miss anything, fellas?
Not really. We got a walk. Kaylee Davis walked.
Still 5-2.
Still 5-2 with a 2-ball, 1 strike here to Jenna Gould. Gould again squares the round. And once again, Riley Williams and Kaylee Davis have a little non-verbal conversation there. And now the count evens at 2. Brandon and I were talking earlier, Brett, that both teams up until this last inning, that's going to be fouled back.
Oh, heads up.
That's going to kind of flop over. We were talking, though, however, all the way up to this last inning, both teams have left 5 runners on the base throughout this game.
Yeah, there's been a couple of innings where they're definitely scoring threats, and they're able to get out of there. Ooh, that's a little off
And
speed.
that one, off-speed pitch, but it's going to be a ball, according to Mr. Umpire. Right now, the Maidens are leading the error count there with 1 error for them, and the Lady Hawks have 4 errors. That's going to be a swung on and miss for strike and a strikeout
Third base, number 77.
for Jenna Gould. That's her second strikeout of the game. And 77, Savannah Lindsay, the third baseman, will step in. She had an RBI double back in the first and made it on an error, on base on an error in the second. She steps off bag, says that Kaylin is taking a little bit too long. Here's the pitch. That's going to be outside for a ball. And throw over to second by Ellison, just to make sure that Davis still knows that her place is on that second base bag. Lindsay steps into the batter's box. Ellison brings the pitch quick. That's going to be hit straight up the middle and out into center field. They're going to bring Davis home. Play at the plate, no. And Savannah Lindsay is going to try to get into second, and she does not get there in time.
That's a nice job there.
Gotta wonder why that call was made.
That's a good job by Williams cutting it off kind of short.
Great job as Williams heads, yeah, you're right. She heads up halfway in, almost to the circle in the middle.
Yeah, cut that thing off. Knew she wasn't going to get the runner at home, so they would get that second out.
But a run does come score, and that lead extends to 4 once again. So 2 down, nobody on. First pitch to Howie is a strike. Little pitcher on pitcher here. Howie has doubled and grounded out in this ball game. Here's the pitch. It's going to be off the glove of Williams, and it'll be a ball. As Howie steps in, Ellison takes a look. Here's the pitch. It's going to be outside, swung on and missed. And that one's kind of a half-hearted swing by Howie. I'm not sure if that was a called for swing or if she just kind of wasn't sure, but either way, it's a strike, so 1-2 is now the count. Ellison with the pitch. Outside again. This time, however, no swing. Brandon, a lot of people didn't think that was a ball. You're at the better angle than I am. How was that when it came across?
It was way out here in the far opposite box. There's always a lot of umpires in the stands, and
right.
Half are going to be happy, half are going to be upset.
That's fouled off. Yeah, but everybody is a expert. That Monday morning quarterback syndrome that everybody has.
But when we have official shortages,
nobody wants to do it.
Exactly. And I don't blame them.
No. I actually was a Little League umpire for a little bit. Never wish that on anybody. That's going to be hit high, fly ball. Hawkins is going to take that one for out number 3. Nobody left on that one, but a run does come across for Frankston and extends their lead back to 4, same as it was in the first inning. And your score now is 6-2 as we've gone through 3.5. Real quick, if you're listening to us on our YouTube channel, go ahead and like and subscribe. And there's that little chat area down there. Go ahead and chat with us. Let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. Also, if you are watching on Texan Live, go ahead and get over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/NetSNLive, and like and subscribe. Let us know that you're watching. Chat with us there as well. So we'd love to hear from you as well. We're going to take a real quick break before we head to the bottom of the 4th. Got a good game here going on at Tyler Legacy. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.
And we are back. The bottom of the 4th. Kaylin Ellison stepping in. She flew out in the 2nd. Gets that one as a strike.
That pitch was dancing there.
Yeah.
It was moving the whole time, and She great swing, but the ball was just all over the place.
And now is about the time, the last game, where we saw Hawkins come to life with the bats.
They need to right now as the clock's ticking.
Yeah, if they want to end this series, they're going to have to do something quick. But Frankston is really edging to play tomorrow because they don't want to go home. Figuratively speaking, of course. That's going to be hit back and foul for a strike. So 1-2 the count. And here's the pitch. That's going to be hit. That's going to go to the shortstop. Low big over. And Happel's there for out number 1. And that's a good 6-3 put out.
Right fielder number 1, Gentry Evans.
Savannah, your man, what's the ball? Let's go, Gentry.
Gentry Evans.
Start us off.
And I believe Gentry, did she bunt last time? Brett, she got a base hit. Brandon, did she bunt last time, or did she kind of hit and trickle?
Yeah. She hit it. They were up to close on her
like they are around.
And then she swung and got it past the third baseman, Lindsay, I believe.
Yeah, they played the bunt.
Yeah. And, yeah, right now, you're listening, Savannah Lindsay and Corlin Happel, the first and third baseman, are up pretty much halfway to home plate in anticipation.
And the thing I've noticed is Savannah Lindsay is not wearing a mask on third like you see most third basemen.
Yeah, she's
She's
tough.
braver than I am, yeah.
Well, and yesterday, we said it earlier, but yesterday she had a big collision over there in between second and third making a tag. That's going to be a high fly ball. That's going to be behind us.
Oh, Rob. Oh, it almost went.
Yeah.
Rob moved the camera. Good job, Rob. Good job. We don't need another one going down tonight.
Nope. We don't need a man going down either.
Rob's pretty tough, though.
Oh, yeah.
His camera's not real tough.
1-2 the count now to Evans. That's going to be inside and low. And 2-2 the count. Gentry steps in. Here comes the pitch from Howie. And
well, she didn't go, I don't think.
No, says they appealed down to the first base, and I'm sorry, but her whole body went around.
But she had the bat stayed parallel to her. I think that's what the call was there. She went like this, but the bat never went forward.
So they appealed over to first, and the umpire down there, she said no. That's going to be down low, so Gentry going to head over to first base. So we got a little speed on first, and now we got speed in the batter's box as Tatum Smith.
We'll make a prediction. She bunts.
Right. My prediction is she bunts down the first base line.
Yeah.
Which is why Happel is staying where she is.
Last time she tried to tag her and missed. See what happens here.
Howie. And there it is.
Oh! Oh, now that was a little rough. I would run because she never touched her.
Yeah, she never touched her with the ball. She only touched her with her shoulder.
Good night.
And so that's not in my opinion, and Brandon, you can back me up. The ball never touched her with the glove. She only hit her with the shoulder, kind of nudged her. And so, what are your opinions on this one?
I mean, the umpire did call out. We'll see if he overturns it, but
is it out because she was out of the baseline out?
But she was knocked out of the baseline.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe she's not out because he's asking. Because now he's asking.
Right.
So maybe they.
And they're putting a runner. They're putting.
Well,
Tatum's going back to second.
Yeah, the umpire's going to come talk about it. Yeah.
So we got a little conversation. So here's my thought process on this. You know, first of all, it was a good play by Happel. She did a good job, but the tag was not made. There was
Correct.
no tag made that I saw. Y'all may have seen something different. I didn't see the tag.
I honestly thought if after hitting like that should have been, she's on base no matter what to me. You can't just tackle the base runner like that. I mean, that was one of the roughest plays I've seen in a while in a game. I mean, it was blatantly.
Now, yeah. And now the baseline call, she was kind of knocked out of the baseline, so that's really not in my opinion, a real call there.
Yeah, and then I don't think anything was intentional there. As
No.
Smith jumped to try to avoid it.
Right.
She tried to make the tag, and it was just one of those plays. But it was a great job by both to try to do what they were trying to do.
I think it stays where it is right now, to me, honestly.
But here's the thing, and here's what makes me know that Happel knew she didn't tag, because she turned around and threw it to first.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have done that if she didn't think she didn't tag her.
Oh, the ball was still on the ground, like it hadn't even had time.
So there was no reason to throw it to first if she didn't think that she tagged. If she thought she tagged her, there was no reason to throw to first.
Yeah.
But she turned and she threw to first, which means she had that mentality of, I didn't tag.
I like the grit of Smith, though. After getting knocked out like that,
Getting
she
back.
still had the audacity to go run the play out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what they're going to call. They're going to call her safe.
I like the call, honestly. I think that was the right call.
I do too. I like the getting together. You have the conversation. Everybody saw a different angle. Everybody saw a different thing. And now you got runners at second and third, one out. And we're going to call that a base hit, because I don't think even if it was played cleanly and the throw was there, I don't think I think Smith would have made it.
Yeah, but it's an error because you got to make the tag. Like you got to.
That's
make the
true.
play.
You're correct. She didn't make the tag. So
Yeah.
So it was an E. It was an E3.
Or she could have turned and thrown it immediately.
Right.
But is the error on the extra base getting to second, or just
No,
on
the error is
original?
on the first baseman for not making the tag. She missed the ball. She fumbled the ball. She didn't make the play correctly, and then turned around and threw the ball over. So both of those, either one could have been an error. So E3 is either way.
Yeah, I think the throw. Honestly, that the fielding play was a tough one to make, but I agree on the throw. I can see definitely the error.
Right. So Coach Wilkins was having a conversation, trying to understand, and I think he's not no yelling, no getting out of hand. He understood.
He just wanted an
Great job.
explanation.
And I'm going to give kudos to the umpiring crew. They did a good job getting together. No yelling, no screaming, no nothing. They got together, they made the call, and in my opinion, it was the right call.
Yeah.
Trinity Hawkins now takes the first pitch, and it's a good hit. It's going to go over the shortstop, Lobig, and 3 runs. Excuse me, just 2 runs, not 3.
You got extra.
A player ran in the way, made me think it was 3.
Yeah, Warren was up here already.
Yeah.
She was trying to get the bat out of the way. Well, there's your.
So Evans and Smith both come in.
They've cut the lead
and
now.
cut the lead down to 2.
It's back down to that 2 spot.
But before the second pitch, I was going to say Hawkins needs to get 2 runs this inning with the situation they're in. Well, they didn't give me time to say that because she roped a 2-run
Went ahead
double.
and did it. Yeah, RBI double there.
She was ahead of you, Brandon.
And Warren now up with a runner on second.
Base hit right here. It gets through the infield. Is going to score another one.
And there's only 1 out, guys. So, I mean, we got to, depending on what happens here, we still got a little bit of a game ahead of us here. That was down for a ball. And here's the pitch. Squares down for a bump, but that's going to go down and back for a strike.
It's great to get to see a chance to see Jordan Warren play softball tonight. I've seen her play basketball several times over the year. One of the best basketball players, not just in East Texas, but in the entire state, especially at the Class 2A level. I mean, she's a bucket getter, several 25, 30-point games this year.
We were talking to I was talking to somebody about Hawkins and their athletes there. They've got good little athletes there in Hawkins.
Being such a small town, they seem to have a lot of good athletes. You're right.
Squared around for the bunt. Good down. It's going to go over, and she's going to beat that throw. And that was a good play down the third base line because Savannah Lindsay couldn't make the play. She's got to go cover third. So you're forcing Howie to jump out and go make the play. Burnett has to stay at home in case your runner comes home. So a good job by Jordan Warren, and she gets a good base hit there.
Well, something else I've noticed from Warren, guys, is she's wearing a protective sleeve over her left hand. I think she's got some kind of a finger or something that she's hurt and injured. So being able to come out here and bunt like that, she's just going to walk to second. She's just walking, and then no one's seen her.
Well, they're not going to risk it. You're not going to risk that with Trinity Hawkins over there.
She just walked to second.
And so she moseyed. That wasn't a walk. That was a she was escorted by Julian Gold.
I might have just walked over there if I was Howie. At least, like, make her go back. And no doubt, you don't have to make a throw, but that's kind of she just pranced over like she knew they weren't going to come after her. So
that's going to be a high fly ball infield. Lobig is going to be underneath it for the out, and that gets 2 down. So that's a fly out by Riley Williams. London Wilson is going to step in. She walked her last at-bat.
That's a big at-bat right here. You got 2 runners in scoring position, 2 outs, 2-run game. You get a hit here, it's tied. You get out of it, it's still a 2-run game, so this is big.
And she had a base hit in the first inning, so she has hit.
A lot of 2s in there. 2-run game, 2 runners on, 2 outs.
Yep.
That's a Brett Swinney special.
Yeah, 2-2-2.
Wilson steps in. Pardon me. Howie takes a look and brings the pitch. High and outside. And no, Burnett, that looked like it was going to go further than it did, but it was in the glove a little bit longer and lost momentum. So 2 balls, no strikes to London Wilson. Wilson thinking a little bit about what's about to happen. Here's the pitch. That's going to be hit on down to Savannah Lindsay. Lindsay over to first. In time, says the umpire, and that is how that is done. And we are through 4 innings here. 2 runners left on, but 2 runs do come across, and that lead was cut down from 4-2 here in this inning. So we got a little conversation between umpire and a fan, but we're going to go to break here really quick before we head on to the 5th inning. Actually, you know what? No, we're not, because this is about the time that I usually ask Brett about what he feels his keys of the game have gotten each team so far.
Well, let's see. I talked about the pitching, the 2 starting pitchers, and only one of them is still left in the game right now, so that was an advantage for Frankston, which they're leading because of it, because that rough first inning that Hawkins had. The errors, we've had a lot of those, miscues. We've had a couple with 2 outs that have given runs to the other team, and I think that's, to me, those have been, there hasn't been any really, I would say, special plays yet, Keith. I haven't seen anything that, spectacular. Don't get me wrong, there's been some good plays, but nothing of our special plays yet.
Right.
And there could be one of those that ends up making the difference here in the game. But I think so far it's been the pitching has been true to form. The starter that played better, is their team is winning right now, and the errors have made a difference.
Yeah, and it's going to be, I don't know. I have a feeling, and Brandon, you can pipe in on this. I have a feeling it's going to be who has the last at bat in this, and I hate to say it, but in Hawkins being the home team, they're going to have that advantage of having the last at bat because they're both going to be fighting down to the last wire here.
Yeah, they've hung around so far.
So Burnett is going to be leading things off. And she watches that one go for a ball. And here's the pitch by Ellison. That one is in there for a strike. And that was a strong, fat, hard pitch there. I can't help but notice the Hawkins players with the painted faces and the headgear over there. A lot of different hats. I've seen
it's like their war paint.
Horned helmet over there.
It's war paint. Yeah.
Outside for a ball.
So I forgot I saw Hawkins play earlier this year in a tournament here. They were in that same dugout, and I remember taking a picture. They had all sorts of different costumes and stuff on.
I saw that last night. I was going to say something.
They had hats.
Caught up.
They had hats and masks and kind of fun stuff last night.
A lot of fun stuff. That's hit down third base, and London Wilson.
Oh, nice dig that time.
And a good job by Lainey Wilson. And I said that earlier. She did that a couple of times last night. She's a good first baseman. She got that good dig out play. She's just had a couple of mind, lapses, I guess you could say, and errors there.
That was a good one there, Keith, is off that one bounce. And, And, the turf bounce is different than the dirt. So.
Oh, yeah. You don't know how it's going to roll there, but she does a good job of just keeping focus on that ball and getting that out. So Happel hits that first pitch. That's a good high fly ball into the outfield. But Jordan Warren with that speed out there, Brett.
Yeah, that was easy. That was easy tracking there for Jordan Warren. She got sped over there and then stood under it for a few seconds and then made it look easy.
And like we talked about last night, I kind of asked the question there with the right fielder and left fielder so close to the lines.
That's why.
That's why, is because you got Jordan Warren with the Jets there who can make it into those gaps there quicker than the other two can. So 2 down now. And Jimenez is in here as Ellison makes the first pitch. It's going to be in there for a strike. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I thought he yelled strike. Did I miss that one, guys?
Yeah. I marked strike because I thought it was a strike, too.
I thought he yelled strike.
Yeah.
But the scorekeeper behind me heard something different, so we're going to go with a ball there. That's outside and high for ball number 2. So 2-0 the count. As the sun slowly lowers behind us and kind of coolness sets in, it's not as hot. And that helps me out a little bit.
Oh, yeah, it's
sweating like crazy. That's in there for a strike, says the umpire. I was wondering if he was going to call that one. And now 2-1. So 2 down, nobody on. A big pitch here. That's
Brandon!
Yep, that hit, yeah. That was a little bit scary. You all right there, Brandon?
I'm good.
That checks your blood pressure there, doesn't it?
Glad we have new nets. Now this is like a 3-year-old field and not a 30-year-old field.
That was coming pretty fast at you over there.
Yeah, we don't have a radar gun, but that was coming back. And that's a a foul ball.
Foul tip, yeah.
But I'm going to say she pulled the proverbial string on that one because that fooled Jimenez there.
Did a good job just to get in the piece.
2-2 still the count, but yeah, that was a.
She kept herself alive here.
And that one, however, was no contact. And she gets the strikeout to retire the side there. So 3 up, 3 down go the Maidens, and no runs scored there. So the score still remains 6-4. And got a good one here at Tyler Legacy, everybody. If you're listening, go ahead and like and subscribe for us. Let us know. Chat with us. Let us know where you're watching. We'd love to hear from you. If you're watching on Texan Live, first of all, thank you. And go over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/NetSNLive, and like and subscribe. and then hit us up on Twitter as well, NetSN_live. And you get our stuff on there. If this game does go to a game 3, that is if Frankston can hold on to that lead, we will be back here tomorrow at 2 o'clock, and we'll be bringing you that game as well. But Brett, we got a good one here. Brandon, we're glad that you're with us too as well. A lot of fun here to be at this game. Good series between these two good softball teams here.
Sorry about that. I had to make a glasses switch in between innings there.
Hey, I totally get it.
Yeah, the sun's kind of gone down a little bit. The lights are turned on here. But we might actually play some under the lights tonight. I think the game was over by this time last night.
Yes, it was. We were packing up and heading home about this time.
A different version of Friday Night Lights, and we got some spring football right across the parking lot. So.
Oh, wow. I am already ready for football, I'm not going to lie.
Legacy had their spring game over here tonight under their new coach, so that's why the parking lot was so full tonight.
And remind me, Brandon, what happened with London on that last play? Was it the ground out on the last inning?
Yes, yeah, grounded out to third.
That's what I thought. So Lainey Wilson now is starting things off. And she's going to bunt straight back up to Howie and run it out. And that one
I think they
was not in time.
I think they might appeal that one. I would.
And I'm sorry, but that was almost the same exact timing as the last one with London.
I'm surprised that he's not appealing this call.
Well, I don't think he can. I'm not really sure what you can appeal on that.
Well, the home umpire had a good look at it down here. He was right down the line on it. I thought it was out, but
I'm going to agree with you, Brett.
It was a bang bang play, and you got to give Lainey Wilson credit for hustling
That's
down the line.
That's going to be foul ball. Yeah. I agree, Brandon. So Elle Frazier, the designated player, attempts to bunt on that first one, but it goes foul. So she's
one of the ones with war paint on her face.
Yeah.
You can barely see her face tonight.
She grounded out and flew out this game so far. So she has not yet been on base, and she is probably looking for that first time. And that one's going to be down third base line, but Savannah Lindsay is there. And the sacrifice bunt works to perfection. Because to me, that's exactly what Coach Hawkins wanted to happen.
Yeah, it's just too much speed here for Hawkins. They've got girls that can bunt for hits.
Oh yeah.
They make you have to field it and make good throws.
Kaylin Ellison coming up, and right now they're playing smart ball, putting a runner in scoring position here, but with stopping Frankston from putting any runs up on the board in the bottom of the last inning, they've afforded themselves the ability to cut into that lead even more now.
Do you know who's tired?
Do what?
Do you know who's tired?
Who's that?
On Frankston? The corner infielders.
Right.
They're having to come run in every time they bunt. I mean, it's got to be tiring.
And Savannah Lindsay is the workhorse over there. She's an awesome player. I love watching her play because she goes all in every time. That's foul back.
Brandon
didn't.
Brandon's got a magnet over here.
He did not even budge though. I'm not gonna lie. He just stood there and just watched it like, come at me, bro, and didn't.
Batting 500 so far.
It seems to be trending that direction. I'm glad it's trending that direction over towards Brandon.
0-2 the count, and here comes the pitch, and that's going to be fouled back. Ooh. And Ellison not going quietly here. And Hawkins needing to bring in at least one run in this one in the top of the fifth and get closer. That's low, and that's going to put a runner on third as Wilson is going to get there. And a good job to be on top of that one over there on second base.
When Kaylin Ellis has done such a great job coming in pitching, now's a chance for her to help her own cause, chip into that lead with a runner right there at third base with one out.
Well, and you have ability right here to just swing as hard as you can and do a sacrifice fly if you want to at least eat into that run. And that was the pitch to do it on. And really and truly, and Coach Hawkins is probably asking the same question I would have asked if I was the coach is, what were you waiting on?
That was
because
the pitch.
that was the pitch. That's the pitch to do it. Because even if you hit it infield, you're still going to probably 99% of the time going to get a run in.
Yeah, and you just got to make them make a play.
Yeah, you got to force them into that position. They're the ones with their backs against the wall right now in that spot.
Oh,
so that's fouled back, and
even the bunts are coming at Brandon.
I could have caught that one if there was no net in the way.
And good old Gentry Evans,
speedster here. She's going to force the action here, and she's going to make them make a play on her.
And I'm so meek looking. She's a beast, but doesn't look like she's going to just. But she comes up there and is a force to be reckoned with, and gets on base and just is just a rock star. There's a hit out in the left center field, and Jenna Gould does a good job of breaking on that ball quickly.
It's a nice play.
And getting over there and getting the third out. So one left on for Hawkins. As now we've gone through 4.5 and we're heading down to the bottom of the fifth. And time's slowly ticking away.
That should be top of 6, huh? Because
yeah, that's the end of
5.
Oh
yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize. I didn't put it in. Yes, we're at the top of the 6th. I didn't change it last time.
You slept through some of that inning, Keith.
Y'all, I'm trying here.
So you basically now have 6 outs apiece left.
Yeah.
So
time is ticking away here. So if you're Frankston and you're coming into this, what is your mindset? So because you don't want to be complacent and just try to hold on to a lead, in my opinion.
I'm trying to score as many runs as I can because we all see what Hawkins can do on the bases. If they get a couple of girls on, they can produce runs really quickly.
Yeah, you kind of want to have the mindset of going back to how you had it or how you were in the first inning, where you were just guns a-blazing, swinging at anything and everything, and just whatever, the kitchen sink type mentality there. So here we go. And Julian Gould is the first up. She's going to hit it straight back to Ellison. Ellison going to throw it over to Lainey Wilson, and just like that, 1 pitch, 1 out. Not what Frankston needs or wants to be doing here in the top of the 6th.
The shortstop, number 41, Addie Lobick.
So Addie Lobick back at the top of the lineup for the Maidens. She'll step in. She's hit a base hit and struck out twice now. Ever since she's faced Ellison, she has not been able to get on base. Here's the pitch. That was a good pitch. Ooh. And you got to think she was told to wait on the first pitch and not swing, which I've never understood that concept. If it's hittable, you hit the ball. But, again, I'm not a coach and I'm not a player. 0-1 the count. And here's the pitch. Outside. That's a fishing pitch.
It's a good eye there for Lobick there.
Ellison gets the sign, and here's the pitch. High for a ball. So a good eye not to chase on either of those two pitches by Lobick. And the Frankston dugout is coming alive, trying to rally the troops, so to speak. Here's the pitch. That's going to be fouled back. And Brett, how was that for you?
I jumped. I ain't going to lie. I wasn't expecting that one.
See, we got the lefty batter up now, so now it comes your way.
I'm not since I'm not switching to back and forth with the cameras, I'm kind of relaxing back here. It caught me a little bit.
Count even at 2 for Lobig. Yeah, you did kind of tremble, move a little bit.
Yeah.
That's a high fly ball. It's going to be over on the third base side. London Wilson gets underneath that one and gets out number 2.
I think this series has not disappointed. This has been
not at all.
Battle.
Kaylee Davis steps in. She's gotten on base by a walk and an error. She struck out in the second. So she's going to step in. There she goes. And see what we can do. 6-4 your score here in the top of the 6th. 2 outs, nobody on. There's the first pitch. Going to be outside. Excuse me. For a ball, 1-0 the count. And Davis steps in. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Brett, do we have any score updates that you can look for us here?
I got one right here, Keith. Congratulations to the Bullard Panthers. They beat Vidor 7-2 in the area championship.
Nice, good job. A lot of good things coming out of Bullard.
Let's see if I can find anything else over here.
See if we can look for the. That was going to be outside for a ball.
This Brandon Ogden guy is tweeting about this game.
I know he's doing something.
Man. He seems to always have his camera up right at the right time.
I know. I don't know what's going on with that. Like he does it for a living or something.
He's got inside sources.
I'm sure he does. That's going to be fouled back out of play. And with that swing, it's going to even the count at 2. So I've got a score in, speaking of Bullard, they're leading in the going into the 7th inning, 4-3 over Hampshire Finette. And that's a good hit into left field. That's going to get past J.C. Smith.
Is she going 3?
And Kaylee Davis is going to go for 3. She's going to have a stand-up triple. Woo. And a good hit. Puts Frankston with a runner in scoring position. And guys, a run here would get a little breathing room for the Maidens going into the final innings here.
Davis just ripped that one, Keith. That was just an absolute rocket. No time for the speedy outfielders of Hawkins to get over there.
Right. And that's going to be in the outfield for a base hit. And a run comes. And there's that breathing room we were talking about. So that lead that was just 2 is now extended on to 3.
Playing third base, number 77, Savannah Lindsay.
So Savannah Lindsay, who has done a very good job. She had an RBI double back in the first. She got on base with an error back in the second and a base hit in the 4th.
Keith, you were talking about that Brownsboro one-gamer. It's 3-3 in the 3rd right now. Ooh. Brownsboro and Farmersville.
Oh, okay.
Man, a tight one there.
That's good. Yeah, that's. And Brownsboro, I've done a few of their games. Brett and I did a couple, and they are a very good baseball team.
Yeah, that district they were in was really good.
Yes, it was.
Glendale's up 1-0 in their series, so.
And they're a good team too. I love watching them as well. That's going to be a good hit, and good job!
What a play!
Trinity Hawkins does the diving catch and saves a base hit there.
Man, well, there's that great play I was looking for.
Right. And that one.
She saves any more damage right there. It could have happened.
And really does, but a good thing for the Maidens as they do extend that lead back out to 3, which makes it just that much harder for the Lady Hawks to come back. Now, they can do it, which is why they're here.
Yep, we got six outs left for the Lady Hawks, and we'll see if they can do some damage on the base pass. As we know they can, if they get on, they can move. So,
and we'll see how they'll take it. We're going to take a short break real quick from this regional quarterfinal game. Brought to you by Azalea Orthopedics. Don't go away.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.
And we are back here at Tyler Legacy. A good game going on here as the Frankston Maidens lead 7-4 here in the bottom of the 6th. Tatum Smith leading things off.
Ooh,
that first pitch is going to be a ball.
Going to back her off the plate a little bit there.
And I believe we have and Brandon, you can probably verify. That's going to be hit in the outfield, and a base hit by Tatum Smith. And quickly, we get a runner on, and the speedster is on the bag there, Brett.
Yep.
I was going to say, I believe Troop, their season was brought to an end by Queen City with a 3-0 loss today.
Oh, that was the final, okay.
I believe so, yeah. That's what I'm seeing. Your sources are probably better than mine.
It's a good season though for.
Oh yeah, they had a great season. Trinity Hawkins now up. That's fouled back and out of play. And that's going to be high for a ball, so 1-1 now the count. So Howie gets ready, and here's the pitch. That's high as well. So 2-1 the count, and you got to think that fatigue is starting to set in.
Yeah. Howie's been pitching a great game so far. Did a good job, and T-Money at the plate here is what their teammates are calling her.
Right.
Let's see if she can cash in.
Here's the pitch. And swung on and missed. A good, hard cut.
She was trying to.
By, excuse me.
Just swinging for the fences there.
Yeah, Trinity Hawkins wanted that one. It did not come, but she wanted that one.
Big full count pitch here. Hawkins can get on and start a rally here in the 6th inning.
And a runner on first, 3-2 count.
got the speedy Jordan Warren up behind her. So.
And that's going to be a high fly ball out of play.
And
since we're watching Frankston softball, Frankston baseball, however, is over in Elysian Fields. They're playing Mod right now, and they're in the bottom of the third. They trail 4-3 over there. So we're going to try to keep an eye on them.
Como-Picton won that game 16-0, guys. So.
I think that was a 15-run rule game.
Yeah.
Might be. Howie with the pitch. That's going to be low in ball 4. And now, he's in a little bit of a pickle here. As Howie puts 2 on, and nobody's out with Jordan Warren coming up to bat.
Yeah, this is a big spot for Hawkins. You got you got 2 speedsters on. You got another fast, good athlete at the plate. This is a chance to, get within 1 probably.
Right. And that's going to be.
I'm kind of surprised she took a swing there. I thought she might be bunting.
That was a little.
Were you surprised
awkward.
as I was, Brendan?
Well, it was more of like a drag slap there, kind of like, but not. She wasn't. She just kind of went at it, but I think she was going to try to beat it out.
Steal.
And we got a steal over at third, and she's going to make it in time.
Well, because you had Loebig had to come over and cover the base because Lindsay's down the line ready for the bunt. So smart play there
Very
by
smart
Frankston.
play.
Hawkins.
And both runners advance on that. And so you get both now in scoring position.
Yeah, anything in the outfield right now with these girls on base, it's 2 runs are scoring.
And there's nobody out, so you got a good job there.
Ooh.
And a little fumble by Lindsay. But she makes the throw, but look at there. A run comes in as Tatum Smith crosses. And once again.
That was a heck of a throw to get Warren, though.
Yeah. The fielder's choice goes.
Catcher number 14, Riley Williams.
And out number 1. But once again, a runner now in scoring position. As the catcher, Riley Williams, comes up. And she is going to hit that one. And that's going to get out for a base hit. And another run is going to score. And that cuts the lead to 1 now, guys.
Ooh.
As Hawkins is knocking at the door.
And that hit was just enough to get over a little bit of short. I mean, and it wasn't far enough for the outfielder goal to get under it. So perfectly placed ball.
And now London Wilson, who grounded out at her last at bat.
And looked like we're going to get a courtesy runner for the catcher.
Yep. And that's going to be that's going to be
number 11. We don't
have a number 11.
Not on the roster.
Nope. Sure don't. And at least it wasn't given to us. However, I'm not going to look. I am going to see here.
So it's Alana Gibson, guys.
Okay, Alana Gibson.
So
she's number 9 on the roster.
She's wearing a different number.
Gotcha.
That's what it is. Okay. So
gotcha. Alana Gibson, number 11. Well, take that off there. So that one's going to be a strike there for London Wilson.
We saw Gibson run last night. She's fast. So
yes, she is.
They basically put another fast runner on base, looking to try to get someone in to tie this game here.
Real quick, score update. Raines is up on Paradise 1-0 in the bottom of the 5th. That's going to be hit into base hit. And a good hit. A good stop by Jenna Gould.
Oh,
but that run is going to be caught.
Oh, what a throw.
That was not what Coach Hawkins wanted.
Oh.
That was not. And Alana Gibson, I think, ran through the sign. as Coach Hawkins is looking like she basically told her to stop, but it did not work.
Man, that's a big play right there, fellas.
That's a huge play.
When you go from having runners on first and second with one out, and you've got Lainey Wilson, another speedy runner here at plate. Now it's 2 outs, and it's just a different situation. Man.
Well, you went from a position there by not watching your coach and not doing what you were told, which I believe was what
was one
happened.
of the keys? Mistakes and errors. That was one of them. That was a mistake right there.
So instead of having 2 on with 1 out, you have 1 on with 2 outs. And instead of being in scoring position there down at third and eventually possibly tying the ball game, you're now putting yourself in a position where you're going to be 1 down in the top of the 5th and putting yourself in a position to maybe lose the ball game.
Yeah.
Now, that's a big if, and there's a lot of moving parts there, but I've seen worse things happen.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting here. We'll see if Hawkins can tie the game
high.
Still got a chance, though.
So it looks like, and Brandon, you've seen a lot of games, but these last 2 pitches, it seems to me that they're throwing for the runner on second. They're not throwing to the batter at the plate. They're trying to see if he's going to run to third and catch her. That's going to be hit right at Savannah Lindsay.
Oh,
and
nice.
That's a throw over. And right there, Frankston holds on to a 1-run lead going into what could be the final inning of the ball game. And, wow, one runner is left on. And, guys, we got a good one here going into the final inning.
That was a heck of a play by Lindsay. You had the tag before on that play, but throw in by Gold was on target, and the mistake by the runner, make it come back to bite Hawkins in this one. Because if that was a first and second right there with 1 out, right there, is she able to step on the bag there and only pick up the first runner? But then you still have 2 outs with 2 runners on. In either case, that ends the inning instead. And so now Hawkins has got to basically shut the door on them right here and hope to come out and walk off in the last inning here.
Right, and in that position right there, I have a feeling if your runner would not have gone, Gibson would not have gone run through, we would have had a position where you would have had bases loaded.
Yeah,
because
it's very possible.
Savannah would have been, or Lindsay would have been up here. The play would have been different. She going to third, going to first, however that would have worked.
She might have been playing for the bunt.
Excuse me. And Lobig would have had to run over to third, and then where are you going to play the ball? There's a lot of different things there. So you can if and wonder what you do all day. But the bottom line is Frankston still has the lead, and now they're up to bat. And I'm sure that they're going to be thinking, we need to hit, and get those runs in and get our lead back up.
We talked about it last inning that they needed to continue to attack, and that run that they got last inning is the one that's got them ahead right now.
Yeah, that 1 run is why they're up right now. You're correct. And they're lucky they got that one. Otherwise, it would be a totally different ball game right now, mentally and literally on the board.
Brandon, what are you looking for this last inning?
I mean, you want to see if Hawkins right now needs to keep it at 1, and then you go from there. But they can't let Frankston get any more.
That's going to be a foul ball back.
You would like a 1-2-3 inning, get back to the plate quick, because Hawkins has a little bit of that momentum right now.
Yeah. They got that little Momo, Uncle Mo. Uncle Mo was sitting on Hawkins' side for a minute there. He didn't like that run through the sign, though. Uncle Mo didn't like that.
Mm-hmm. So 0-2 to Howie. And that's going to be fouled off. Ellison has done a fantastic job since coming in the first inning for Trinity Hawkins. and she's hoping to continue that here. That's a swung on and miss for strike 3, and a good job. That was a high little fastball that made Howie go fishing there.
So far, so good for Hawkins. One up, one down.
Strikeout there. Now Burnett in there going. She grounded out back in the 5th, and she's walked and made it on base by an error. So she really hadn't had a base hit yet in this ball game.
A good time for one here.
Big inning for Frankston here. They need to get some more runs on the board to at least breathe just a little bit. That one was high for a ball. And that one was in there for a strike. These guys, I said earlier, I believe it's going to come down to the advantage of the Lady Hawks having the last at bat.
Yeah, that's definitely an advantage that you want to have.
And if Hawkins does not get any runs in this inning, that's going to be a big advantage with just being down by 1 run.
In Frankston.
Yes, Frankston, excuse me. 2-1 now the count.
Because if Hawkins scores while Frankston's at bat, that would be impressive.
I can make that happen on this board right here. I did it yesterday. Here's the pitch by Ellison. And that's in there for a strike.
Brandon, how about the Dallas Stars winning 2 in a row down there?
Crickets.
Man, I saw you turned on the game the other night, and then they
that was the night they lost. So I didn't realize they won.
Oh man, they've looked good so far. That game they didn't look so good, but got a chance to finish off the series tomorrow night.
And that was a swung on and miss for another strikeout, and so 2 up and 2 strikeouts for Ellison here. And Corlin Happel is now going to step in and try to bust this strikeout trend that Kaylin Ellison has going.
Somebody from the Dallas Metroplex got to win something sometime. Stars are my best bet right now.
While these two are talking Dallas Stars, I'm going to keep on with this softball game I got in front of me.
I was about to say, how about having a number 2? How about having a number 2 at the 2A level like Kaylin Ellison, who is just, and she's gotten stronger as the game's going on.
That's going to be outside for a ball.
I don't know that she's number 2. Maybe she's just 1A. Because I don't see. She's been as impressive as Hawkins. Honestly, watching Hawkins last night, she's been just as impressive.
Yeah, they're both pretty strong. Let's not forget Howie over there on the other side. That's cut on and missed. And now 1-1 the count. It's ended up being a very nice night out here. Once that sun went down, kind of died down.
Yeah, when the game lasted longer, it gave us time to get under the lights tonight.
Yeah, we didn't even have the lights last night. I don't even think they cut them on. So 2-1 the count for Happel.
And I'm sure y'all probably noticed this last night. It's the one of the rare fields in anywhere where you have a major road right behind the field.
Right.
And so you get to see a lot of traffic, a lot of...
And Torchy's Taco.
Yeah.
They're not a sponsor, but they're right across in our eye line. That's going to be fouled back out of play.
I was thinking about having Torchy's until I had lunch today at the fajita
school,
bar, and
yeah.
I'm still pretty full from that. Honestly, it was really good.
Our school culinary department made
a teacher appreciation week.
Yeah.
I love teacher appreciation.
Oh, it's a
week.
wonderful week. So they made us a great fajita bar and some.
It was
good
a long
food.
walk up there, but it was worth every step.
Let me tell you, I got my steps in, and that made, that's why I could eat what I got to eat. Woo! And rung her up.
Man.
So 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts go the Maidens, and the guys, we got ourselves a game.
Yeah, I said she needed to go 3 down. I didn't know she was going to strike all 3 of them out.
I didn't think she was going to strike out the side on that either.
Strike out the side.
Wow.
Man.
That was a big thing for Ellison, and now it's coming down to this, guys.
It's coming down to my number one key to tonight's game,
which is
the starting pitcher.
The starting pitcher.
She's stood in there the whole time. Howie's played a great job, played a great game so far. Can she close them down?
And that was strikeout number 9 on the night for Kaylin Ellison.
So I don't know that she's the number. Again, I think she maybe just be 1A, Brandon. I think that's. Oh, except for Howie needs to not throw him at Brandon. I don't know. Did you talk bad about her,
on that
Brandon?
one.
That was a rocket.
Howie's got 3 strikeouts. That's what I got. Brandon is more of an official than I am.
He got Ellison with 9.
Yeah, it was Ellison with 9.
Right, but I've got Howie with 3.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right.
I wasn't.
Yep, she's got 3.
Disagreeing. I was moving to another topic on. I was moving to the next.
But Brett, you were talking about. So I just looked. So I knew Trinity Hawkins was a senior. Ellison's a sophomore. Hawkins is set up really well the next 2 years with her.
Yeah, it looks like it. I think they're in good hands. They're in good hands with Ellison.
And I think we're going to see both these teams over the next few years in the playoffs for softball. So here we go. I hope you're calling your friends to listen and watch this game because it's going to come down to the wire here.
It's a good one.
It is a good one. So Elle Frazier, the designated player, is going to step in and lead things off for Hawkins. They trail by 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. The possibility of the last 3 outs here. And the first hit is ripped into center field, and a base hit by Elle Frazier. And the winning run stands at the plate as Kaylin Ellison, who has flown out, ground out, and struck out.
And she's going to
in this ball game.
Courtesy runner there.
Yeah, they're going to bring in number 8, J.C. Smith.
Another Smith.
And J.C. Smith is actually the left fielder who actually started out as the second baseman in the ball game. So they're going to bring that courtesy runner in. Pardon me.
How poetic would it be if Kaylin Ellison sent one over the fence here or gets a big hit?
And I would say that she would be the player of the game.
Well, yeah, especially coming in and
that would
pitching.
That would cement it, though. That would just be a way
that would solidify. And
they might lift her up on their shoulders and carry her off the field tonight after.
All right, umpire says here we go. But Kaylin Ellison's having a conversation with Coach Hawkins. Sometimes I wish we could mic up and hear what they say, but I bet that she's just saying, get this run. Tying run on first, winning run on.
We'll see if they
if
they got some else to play with. Do you try to do a little bunting around the?
Well, you got to look. You got Gentry Evans, who is sitting on deck, and then the top of the lineup with Tatum Smith right after that.
Oh, she's swinging.
And you got to be careful there, Ellison there, who stepped in front of Burnett.
Yeah, you don't want to get hit with a ball in the head.
When you and you also don't want to get an interference call and get an out. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. And she's going to bunt, but gets the strike.
Yeah, she bunted that. I think the ball was probably ended up over towards the batter's box of the lefties.
And Coach Hawkins is telling her that was too high. Be smart. Yeah, too far into the game. You got to be smart. We want to get the run.
Now she got to put in play here.
Right. And so this is a big one. Do you swing away or do you try to bunt it again?
You swing. I don't think you can afford to bunt.
And that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a fly ball. Burnett and Happel are going to conversate, but Burnett is going to call her off. And unfortunately, it's going to keep that runner at first. And now Gentry Evans is going to step into the batter's box. She grounded out back in the the 5th. And once again, Lindsay and Happel, the third and first baseman, are going to be up really close, halfway between their bases and home plate, expecting the bunt. But that doesn't happen as Gentry is going to beat out that run.
Hey.
And that was,
Wow.
I wasn't expecting that. That was a fielder's choice throw by Lobig. I would have gone to short and taken the lead runner because Evans is just too fast.
Yep.
Brandon, what do you think about that call?
She was already at second base. She wasn't getting hurt. She was
Well,
already there.
Gentry was already at first before the ball was thrown.
That's true. But yeah,
Well, and we talked about the speed on the bases
Yeah.
of Hawkins, and it's
So now your winning run's on first, your tying run's on second, and you got the top of the lineup, guys.
Yep. Tatum Smith, automatic hit almost here. We'll see if she gets on.
And she's going to bunt it down the first base
Oh,
line.
great
And
job.
another try, and guess what, guys?
Hey,
Hey,
wouldn't this be poetic? We've got the starting pitcher Trinity Hawkins up, who had a tough night.
Right.
Didn't make it out of the first inning. She's got a chance to win the game right here if she knocks in a couple of runs.
And, guys, Hawkins has not led the entire game.
No.
They have trailed since the very first inning. And we got a time as Matt Wilkins is going to take a walk out and have a conversation with his team and calm them down, and rightfully so, because they are in a predicament here with only one out, and really a sacrifice fly ties the ball game and extends it.
Yeah,
but I don't think Coach Hawkins is going to do that. I think Coach Hawkins is going to play a little bit smart here and try to bring more than one to win the ball game.
I think Trinity Hawkins has the green light right here. If she can get it through the infield, I think the game's over.
Yeah.
I think
a base hit scores two.
The speed of Hawkins they've got too much speed unless it just immediately gets to where the outfielders are.
Yeah, but you can hit a base hit. You got Gentry Evans on second.
Oh yeah,
so I mean you're
like,
in.
She's like the little lightning.
Right. You got J.C. Smith on third, and Gentry Evans on second. So a base hit's going to score two, unless it's just in shallow outfield. Yeah. So it just depends on what's going to happen. So a big at bat here at Tyler Legacy, as Hawkins is knocking at the door of a win that will close out this series and advance them to the next round. And that one's going to be fouled back for a strike.
Nice cut.
And the fans are on pins and needles on the left side and praying on the right side. And a big moment here for Trinity Hawkins.
Right now, if you're Howie, you just worry about the batter.
Yes.
Try to get
Focus
the batter
at
out.
home. And that one was straight down the pipe, but no call. And I don't know where the umpire was looking on that one. Guys, did you see something I didn't see?
Unless it was high.
Yeah.
It looked pretty good.
that looked straight down the middle. Not really sure what was being watched, what game he was watching, but that was a ball called by the umpire. So 1-1 now the count. And too big of a game to be.
That's going to be high.
And that's going to be high and outside, says the umpire. And this is the situation where you get in where it's too big of a game for the umpires to be making the decisions like that to be, issues.
Yeah.
So 2-1. Hawkins. Ready. And outside and high. And guys, a walk here with a 3-1 count ties the ball game. And so we automatically will extend on to another inning no matter what happens if Hawkins moves on and gets walked.
So,
but then you got – go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, I would say right now if you're Hawkins, she's got to throw a strike. So this is a good chance to hit the ball.
So here's the pitch by Howie. Outside. And ladies and gentlemen, we have tied ball game on an outside pitch that the fans on my right, which are the Hawkins fans, do not agree with.
Well, the Hawkins fans do agree.
I mean, I'm sorry, the Frankston fans.
Yeah, Hawkins fans love
Hawkins fans love it, and no matter what happens, we are heading to another inning unless
we got 2 outs to play with.
Unless we get a run in. Now, here's what's happening, and I'm going to tell you probably what's going on in this huddle over here to the right, left, with Coach Hawkins. you got a sacrifice situation. You got one out. You're going to tell
bunting?
You're going to tell Jordan Warren to swing for the fence and hit as hard as you can, in my opinion.
Well, she bunt down the first baseline and let her compadre on third.
But
Speedy Gentry Evans.
If you bunt, you give that first baseman a chance to force out because they don't have to tag. All you got to do is touch a bag.
Only one out, though.
But all you have to do is touch the base. So if they throw to home, all she's got to do is touch the bag. She doesn't have to tag the runner. So there's a difference on that situation.
We'll see.
In my opinion, you don't want, if it was a forced tag, that would be different if there was a tag. But it's a forced play. All she's got to do is touch the base, and not the runner. So, and even with her foot, she doesn't have to touch it with anything, a ball or anything.
That's a good pitch right there.
So he called that one a strike.
Yeah, that was a good one. I had a pretty good view of that pitch. I think any kind of ball in play. I think it's a swing
away. I don't think it's a bunt situation, Brett. I think it's going to be swing away and run on anything type, except a fly ball, obviously. That's a foul back. So now we're in a situation here. It's 0-2.
It's definitely got a swing.
But what I meant earlier is that the pressure is a little bit off because it's tied now, so you have a little bit more freedom with the pressure released a little bit. So Howie looking in, gets set, and here comes the pitch. That's going to be outside. Wanted her to fish on that one, I think. That was a little off-speed action, but
yeah, a little curve on it.
Yeah,
a little curve ball.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Warren. Warren has base hit back in the 4th, but that's about all she's done. But a base hit here would be a lot. And that's going to be
nice block.
Good job by Burnett to block that one. And now the count evens at 2. And you got to think, Brett, the nerves for Kinley Howie are heightened a little bit in this situation.
See what she comes with here in this big 2-2 count.
Yep, Howie brings the pitch. That's going to be fouled off.
I think that was ball 3.
And I agree. I think that was ball 3.
But well, you're in a situation with Warren, though.
Right.
You've got to protect the plate. You can't risk it.
Yeah. You can't
there
risk
you go,
it.
Jinx.
Yeah.
You can't let the umpire dictate. You got to protect it.
It's the difference between going to another inning or going home and moving on to the next round. And that's going to be ball 3.
Another good job by Burnett there to block that ball. So
full count.
It's like the moment you dream of as a kid.
Full count.
Big game.
Bases loaded.
Big game, big situation. The fans getting into it. The dugout's getting into it. And we're getting into it. So Howie getting ready. Here comes the pitch. And that's the ball game. And it's going to be a walk-off walk. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. And that's going to be your final score as Jordan Warren is going to walk over to first base and end the ball game with a walk-off walk.
Man,
for an 8-7 win over Frankston, and that sadly will end their season, a great season at that.
We'd like to thank Brandon for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Brandon. We appreciate you joining us. He's going to head out. He's, doing a job, quote unquote.
Yeah, he calls it that. All he does is go watch sports all the time. What kind of?
He's got probably some deadlines and stuff he has to go take care of. So we appreciate Brandon being with us tonight.
Oh, he's going to talk to some people.
He's going to do those things. But we want to give a shout out to Frankston for a fantastic season. This season they made it this far. They did a great job, won their district, made it to the regional quarterfinals, and did a great job. They're a fun team to watch, and they're just a fantastic team. But a great job, and congratulations to the Hawkins Lady Hawks for advancing to the next round. And they played a great game. Brett, man.
Well, you couldn't ask for any closer competition. I mean, both were one-run games. I mean, you had two different games at the same time, same place, 2 days, two different types of games. You had the first game was a back-and-forth battle, and Hawkins outlasted them. Then you had this game where Frankston jumped all over Hawkins. They chipped away inning by inning and came down to the last at bat in the bottom of the 7th, and
came
down to pitching.
Well, and I really didn't, I wasn't quite sure how this one was going to go. I thought that we were going to be coming back tomorrow.
Yeah, they looked that way for quite a while.
But Hawkins just they played till the end, and we've said it many times.